Hello everyone, happy Monday and welcome to Project Metaverse. My name is Christian Doyle. I'm going to be your host this evening. Sorry we're getting a bit of a late start. We're having some Twitch problems, so if you're watching on YouTube right now and probably chatting on Twitch because, you know, everybody has their preferences and I can't chat on YouTube, but I wish I could. I would first like to start off today by, of course, thanking all of our Patreon subscribers. We could not be here in this beautiful studio without you. Thank you so much for subscribing and being patrons and making sure that we all have jobs. We love that. We would like to thank 3 of our Patreon sponsors today. Andrew Riley Press, thank you.
Thank you.
Daniel Lamb, thank you.
Thank you.
Angela Witzor, sorry if I messed that up, thank you.
Thank you.
Here's the game. It's called Project Metaverse. Our actors are playing meta pilots that are acting as game testers for a particular game called Project Metaverse that's going to be releasing soon. And they have gotten into some interesting situations so far. How they play is they make sure that they are playing their characters at all times. That's really the only thing I care about rules-wise. How you play at home is very, very simple. Watch the show. Use the store. The store should be up and ready to go. I am hoping against all hope that the store is up. If it isn't, I would be very surprised because those people are always on things. So it looks like it is. The store is up, so you can participate in the store. That is one way. All of these things, watch the YouTube, rewatch the YouTube VODs, watch the Twitch VODs if we actually have one this week. Tweet and retweet your favorite characters. All of that will count towards chat score, and we're going to be getting to scores very, very soon. First, I would like to introduce my cast this afternoon. First and foremost, Mr. Andy Doporowski as Brony Robbins, professional gamer. Helen Roundhill as Andy James, singer, songwriter, and Borker of Worlds. Luke Amundsen as Wyatt Maxwell, ex-con with a heart of something. And Jess Weaver as Maddox McFernan, all muscles and heart.
It's also a muscle.
Which is also a muscle, so really just
muscles.
Just muscles. And retrieve the Bork Stone. It was then that you learned how many points the Borks were worth individually and decided to slaughter them to a Bork. Yeah, Maddox, something to say?
Yeah, I disagree with the decision from the get-go.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was wrong. If we were there to get the stone in the first place, we hurt the people who the stone meant most to. And I think it was a wrong turn, but I was obviously in the minority, but I will stand by that. And I kind of feel like it's too late.
You know a Borkromancer.
What?
If you know a Borkromancer, maybe it's not too late.
Time to raise our
I will say this.
Yes,
Some
let's do
Borks. We did meet the objective. We
not yet. You haven't.
No.
Well,
you did eliminate the human.
One of saved them.
But the main objective of this quest is to retrieve the Bork Stone. Only then does the simulation end. And supposedly, it's a key to your next hint on tracking down the opposing team. So that is a very important point to make. Let's see. So when last we left you, you were in the middle of popping the Borks who were slowly dying of poison and are too weak to defend themselves. Walking around the field of Borkdom, just borking every Bork that you see. There is at this point you are covered in Bork jelly, which is actually smells delicious and probably tastes really good too. It's a fruity smell. It has a very Jelly Belly like tartness to it. Like think of like if you like warm Starburst.
Oh, the pink
the pink ones?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no.
It is truly delightful.
They're poisonous?
Well, we poisoned them.
Oh, that's true.
So try
to
eat it. Yeah.
Yes,
that's going to be difficult.
He used his Bork skills to poison a lot of them. So now they're all dying and helpless, and you're just poking them, and then they pop. They pop like little furry balloons.
It's the only Borking humane thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to talk about
We're here now.
Humanity.
We're here now.
Little Borky Bork, borking through
Come
the
on.
forest, borking up the Borks and borking them on the head. See?
This guy gets it.
I get it.
But with no Borks really left around to do anything horrible to, you still have an objective to complete. Off in the forest, somewhere, is the eldest Bork. And his crazy ass has taken the Bork stone off on walkabout. It's your job to find him. If you care about that kind of thing, like getting out of the simulation. Otherwise, this game could go on forever and you could Bork everything in sight.
Well, that is kind of my thing.
But we gotta
how long
get this
till
done.
we bork on each other?
Let's not even Bork and go there. Let's just find the old dude. Get this wrapped up, and get on to the next one.
Okay, well, how do you suggest we do that? Because our best clues were probably the people that you just poisoned. So where do we even start?
They weren't people, they were borks.
See, thank you.
I'm relating to them, okay?
And that's fine.
You think they Bork-jacked him? Like, we might be able to go find him through some mystical thing where that...
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I want to use some Bork magic to see if we can track down the lodestone specifically and just try and beeline straight there. Because, I mean, the quicker we get there, the
I
quicker
mean, we
we're done.
could raise some of the dead borks and ask them, of course.
Did they say it was a lodestone? Like, is it
Could do
magnetic?
that.
We could do that.
We can bring them back.
From, you guys were recently fully immersed in your characters and know for a fact that the Bork stone is really just a glowing acorn.
Oh. You fucking nerd.
Why is it glowing?
Because it's magic.
Okay.
Is it magnetic?
Wait,
Gamma-borkiation.
if it's a glowing acorn, can we get one of our squirrels to find it? Like, which squirrel picked the acorn? Because it probably knows where it is at all times.
Do we have a glowing squirrel?
I mean, if we dip it in
Where
enough radioactive material, we might.
squirrels? Are they around?
Yeah, you can call them at any time.
Hello says there's a party over here, a party over there. Wave your hands in the air. Shake your derriere. These 3 words mean you're getting busy. Whom? There it is. Hit me. Whom? There it is. Whom? There it is.
There it is.
Hashtag system shock.
Oh boy.
Thank you, Chad.
Thank you, Chad.
What else we got? Is that it? Awesome. So we've got already things on the board. You guys, I would like to talk about the store for just a second. If
Oh,
I
sure.
If I
Sorry,
can
we
bring it
just
up
jumped
because
right
here it all is. Okay. So at the top of the list, we have meta points available. Those are the lifeblood of a meta pilot. Those are how you move your sliders back and forth on the meta scale, okay?
I think this makes a total of 4. Hashtag system shock. Wonder what happens if we get to 6?
I guess we'll find out. Next up, we have the loot box, which can be purchased, and it basically allows Tom to give you an item that keeps in your pilot's inventory. Right now, there is still a flamethrower and a grenade and a box of grenades available in this particular metaverse. Triple play is usable by anyone. The player rolls 3 dice instead of 2 and takes the best result. On to the personal buffs. Wyatt's personal buff is called Prison Rules. He can forego defense for 1 action in order to unleash double the damage he receives to the attacker or anyone else he can reach. Brony has the special ability of Aggro. He can choose an opponent to tag at any time. The tagged opponent attacks if he attacks anyone other than Brony. Everyone else gets a free attack against that character. Andy's buff has been changed to Meep Meep.
Meep meep.
Which gives her yet another action to add to her bullet time ability. Maddox's power is called Anything You Can Do. Due to her incredible moxie and competitive spirit, Maddox can choose to use this ability after a failed roll to take the result of one of the other players' rolls and add 1 to it as a bonus, using that as her roll instead. Clear on those buffs? Good. Now we move on to the trolls. These are the things that the players buy to make your lives just a little bit more miserable. And it looks like 3 of those have already been bought for you today.
Great.
First up is the Meta Meltdown. That's the hyper reality compressor short out, and you all have to switch avatar character sheets for the round and play the other person's character. It's a huge pain in the ass. You're gonna love it. System Shock, you get randomly put somewhere on the avatar pilot scale, wherever I decide, in fact. Rule of Cool, which we did last time. You remember how that works? Simply at the beginning of the round, everybody announces what they intend to do in the very coolest way possible. Whoever chat agrees is the coolest wins that round gets their action automatically succeeded with a critical. Everyone else still has to roll the action that they said at a -5. And of course, the hack attack, where you get to take control of the metaverse for the round and make things happen in that metaverse to our players, for our players, or with our players. That is completely up to you.
Uh-oh.
Floods are popular. Just, you know this already.
So many
but
people
I
like
am-
jars of
But I
clay.
can't swim.
But I am absolutely going to reiterate that because anything else would be irresponsible. They have a habit of repeating history on the regular. So now that we know what we've got to work with, let's do a system shock.
Yay!
And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to roll, and randomly you're going to end up somewhere on the pilot avatar scale, which right this second doesn't matter, but will very, very soon. Andy, you are all the way pilot.
All the way pilot.
Pilot, that's the P, that end right there.
Well, it says player on my side.
Right. Sorry, Chris made those before we decided.
Chris is an idiot.
No, he's not.
I know he's not. I love Odie.
And you are 1 away from Avatar.
Okay. So I'm starting to get a tingling sense of dread.
Indeed.
Oh dear.
Let's see. You are 1 away from Pilot Wyatt.
Pilot Wyatt.
Pilot Wyatt.
Pilot.
Pilot Wyatt.
Wyatt, I am
For
rolling.
duty.
Pilot Wyatt.
And you are in the same spot, 1 away from Pilot, in between the middle and the P. There you go.
It's so hot, magnets don't work. I just want to bring that up.
Magnets? How do they work?
They don't.
Not with heat.
Not with heat.
Don't ask me why. It's science, I guess. Probably magic. We don't know.
Correct.
I blame Jesus. Okay.
Oh.
Wow.
Is it really blame? Magnets are cool.
Oh, it is so warm.
Yes.
It is
Getting
very,
dewy.
very warm. I appreciate you guys
Dewy.
being such troopers. I know we had to sit in here for an hour before we went live, but you're doing great and you all look fabulous.
Oh,
Last week, a waffle was won.
Woohoo!
Before we get into the meat of the story, we do have a waffle that we owe to, I believe, Wendero. And it was a love song to Tom. Is that correct? Tom deserves a love song just like anyone else. And our own Andy James apparently has written him one. Her first waffle, everybody, let's give her a big round of applause.
I'm like nervous and sweaty. And
It's the heat,
It-
not the
is it?
nervous.
Are
We
you
know
sure?
you got
Okay.
this. You got this.
All right. Well, if I fumble some strings, you'll know why.
Mhm.
My hands are sweating. All right, I'm gonna put my foot up here. So, Tom, this is the best, most loving love song. Sure. This is already going
First
well.
waffle of Project Metaverse.
That I could possibly scare up for you in the 20 minutes we had before we started. Oh gosh, my little heart. It's written on the back of my.
On the back of your
sheet.
character sheet? Oh, that's
Yeah.
adorable.
All right.
I've still got a dick.
So, here goes.
Good dick.
Is it?
It's called a
Well,
callback.
Gonna-
You're welcome.
Ooh, I'm gonna move. There we go. All right. You're a tire fire douchebag son of a bitch. You're a suppurating wound, a vaginal itch. They make cream. They make creams for that. Not stupid fucking twats. And since you won't go away, you'll hear me say, ooh, it's fun hating you. Ooh, it's all that I can do. 'Cause my anger management fails when you're near. Your nails on chalkboard voice is all that I hear. I'd empty cans of mace right into your face, and as you scream, you'll hear me sing. Ooh, it's fun hating you. Ooh, it's all that I can do. Bridge. Conventional wisdom would have me believe that my hate for you hides a the burning need that when I do protest too much, it means I'm in love. Oh no. But without you, Tom, we all would be bereft. The thought alone makes me long for death. Where buried 6 foot deep, your scheming couldn't creep, and on my grave would be engraved.
Let's see what we did there.
Ooh, it's fun hating you. Ooh, it's all that I couldn't do. 'Cause I love hating you.
Nice waffle! The first waffle of Project Metaverse has been done. Thank you so much,
Thank
Ellen.
you.
That was fantastic.
Oh, that must
It gets easier, I promise.
Did your gusset? It gets easier? Oh, good.
Feeling a little warmth in
good.
the subcockles of my heart.
Are you the subcockles? You have subcockles? That means you have regular cockles. How many cockles and subcockles and demi-cockles?
And since we did a
he's
lovely
old, like
song for Tom, Tom has some announcements to make before the
hey,
game
Tom.
official begins as well, because
Love it. Thank you, Andy.
Thank you.
#LOOTO. Sorry, I meant #BorkBox.
hashtag Borkbox. Oh. Oh, we might have to call them that after a while. But Tom has an announcement about points, and chat may be very interested in that information.
Why, thank you, Emperor of Experience Points. Welcome back, everyone.
Hey, Tom.
Would you like to know your score?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Miss Andy James currently has 3,475 points.
Tap.
Mr. Wyatt Maxwell currently has 2,295 points. Mr. Robert Bunsen currently has 2,320 points.
What?
Ms. Maddox McFernan currently has 2,270 points.
I like that number.
The entity known as Chat currently has 6,880 points.
Oh, snap. Okay.
Hacks.
Okay, so
Enjoy
if we
the
want
game.
to beat Chad, you should all give your points to me. And
Don't worry, you guys do have a team score as well.
Oh.
So you said they were at how many points chat was? Because I'm curious about
Chat
that.
is at 6,880 points currently.
Wow, because according to my notes, they get their first unlock at 7,500, which means they are just like
Real close.
real close. They could do it in the store today if they really, really wanted to.
That is correct.
So hey, we've got information for you if you make your score today. Otherwise, you may get it next week. It depends. Since we've got so many technical difficulties, it's going to be very, very difficult to, for people watching live. So I understand if we don't make it today, but boy, wouldn't that have been cool?
I think maybe some of the point counters are also experiencing technical difficulties. I'll be putting that out there because I'm just looking at these and they don't
add up
don't
the
add
way
up.
that you would like them to.
Well, Mr. Munson, if you're not satisfied with your score, perhaps you should improve your performance.
Ooh, damn, Tom, that's cold.
Tom,
You're
No, that's fine.
the heartless.
And you realize, obviously, that the only reason was because she was the last player in the HVT simulation that you did last.
Oh, no,
but
I just wanna
otherwise,
hear
you
the
would be.
glorified Bonzi buddy say it again. What was that? Okay.
Did I
all
steal
right.
your water?
No.
Damn. All right. So, what do you want to do?
Aside from uninstall Clippy,
Yeah,
we should probably go find the stone because that's the
Okay.
next highest point. That's the next best.
that's
thing
worth
to do.
I have some
1,500
thoughts
points
about that.
Yeah.
Yes. I have some
individually
thoughts.
and for the team. So
It's called. It's what?
it's worth 1,500 points.
1,500 points.
And it ends this Bork simulation, which for some reason is leaving a bad taste in your mouth currently. Anybody on the Avatar side of things is getting a strange feeling that they haven't felt yet.
A quick search of the forest is in order. If you hear a meep meep, it must be in #AndyBuff. I repeat, in #AndyBuff.
Ooh.
That's
That's
two
two
of
Andy
those.
Buffs. All right.
Okay,
Thank you, chat.
I have some thoughts.
Thank you,
Pause
chat.
to mark for corralling all the technical difficulties tonight. #System shock.
Oh,
Oh,
damn,
man.
that's a lot of system shocks, everybody. We're going to be playing a lot with those. We've used one already, right?
Correct.
Which means we've had a total of 5, and now we've got 4 left. Interesting number. Okie doke. So, yeah, you need to go find this Bork stone in order to get out of this simulation. Strange feeling, Andy James. It's like you just murdered all your friends.
That is true, and it's not a comfortable one.
Like, it's a really uncomfortable one.
Yeah, so I might use a meta point to get away from that. Just, to feel a little less bad.
All right, so we use 1 meta point. She gets back even keel again.
Yeah.
You're feeling actually quite a bit better.
Good, because that weird conscience thing was starting to become difficult.
What was that?
I felt really weird last week. I feel great today, though. I don't feel anything negative at all. I think we should go get more points.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I'm in.
so
I'm
too.
feeling fine. I was just asking.
Hashtag System Shock. Thanks to you all for sticking around and staying with us. Hooray for Mark and Andy. That waffle goes on the demo CD.
Hell yeah.
Sweet!
That's good. That's high praise. They don't allow all of the waffles on the demo CD. I've done a couple that they never want to hear again.
Aw. Thanks, chat.
Well, I think that we should summon our squirrels and take a aerial, exploration to see if we can find any clues. Because if it glows, we would be able to see
But
it.
how would we see it through the leaves of the tree?
What time of day is it?
It's late afternoon at this point. You've
Okay,
got a couple hours until dark sets
I
in.
have a thought, though. I have a thought, and it might have been a scheme, actually, with this gentleman. I have a flamethrower, so we burn the forest down so that we can see the glowing acorn
I'm all
easier.
for that.
So you're gonna kill the people that we're trying
Well,
to help by get their stone, and then you're gonna burn down their homes.
Well, they don't need it anymore. They're
yeah,
dead.
they're dead.
Oh my god!
And it's
saw-
only fitting that we create a pyre to honor their souls.
We solved their healthcare problem. We solved their housing problem.
They're no longer
They
hungry.
smell like melting pink starbursts. They are.
And now they're
probably
going
It
to
is
smell like
Trees
toasting
reproduced
melting
by fire.
pink
We're
stardust.
reforesting.
Yes, it's true. It's true.
Uh,
And maybe we can cover up our horrible misdeeds by just burning them away.
Because that's how you
cleans
solve your life
everything.
problems.
Yes.
Just burn it down.
Yes.
I don't think these things are mutually exclusive. Like I'm all in.
And Borks are fireproof, so if we burn down the forest, then the eldest Bork will reappear. He'll be the only
With
thing
the
left.
stone.
They're fireproof.
So
Yeah,
are
they're
stones.
fireproof.
Yeah.
We
Well,
tried
they
to burn
can't.
them
They
once.
can't burn themselves. I mean, they can catch on fire, but they can't burn
Okay.
Like
so
they're-
they would just stay like fuzzy little flaming cannonballs.
until they put themselves out. Yeah.
Oh,
Wait.
that's.
Is there a lake
That I
nearby?
see a.
Can we
Of
make
course,
an
this is a
eternal
forest. There's
flame out of
lakes
the
and
Borks?
rivers and streams.
Can we make an
and-
eternal flame out of the Borks?
I need to know.
A what?
An eternal flame out of the Borks. If they stay on fire but don't burn.
If only you had any Borks to test this on. But you don't, because you have murdered all of the Borks.
But
Well,
we will
but
when
in
we find the-
theory,
we will when we find
they
the
would
cheat.
remain burning.
You gotta find the
until
eldest
we
Bork.
dropped
Yeah.
them.
Or the littlest Bork. You still haven't found that little son of a bitch.
I'm saying I asked about that little baby from the beginning.
You did.
Well, we should probably solve his orphan problem.
By adopting him as
When
one
we
of our
leave,
own.
We can't
Don't
take
you-
him out of the game.
I mean, we could.
I
Do you think? I don't think 4 Bork knights are equipped. I mean, 4 Borks and a baby would be amazing. Don't get
4
me
Borks
wrong.
and a baby.
sounds like a good movie.
It
Yeah.
does. Oh.
Yeah, Steve Borkenberg.
I mean, it's a little dark at the beginning.
Borkenberg is the best.
He is really underrated.
Absolutely.
So underrated.
So this baby is out somewhere, right? Little Borky baby.
The littlest Bork.
The littlest.
Is he
Borky
the
with
last
tiny-
Bork in existence? Because like.
No, the old guy. The old Bork.
Well, I mean,
okay.
you can't like.
You can't
You
repopulate.
can't be the
Bork
last
species.
until you're the last. So one of them
Yeah.
will eventually be the last.
2 Borks go in.
The
1
baby
Bork
Borky is
leaves.
a baby Borky boy.
A bouncing baby.
You know,
Bork is
actually, as I explained earlier,
Borks are-
Borks are completely sexless. They choose their gender daily.
Got it.
I was a
they
Bork in college.
reproduce
I didn't
how?
know that until today.
Laying eggs.
No, they don't lay eggs. They just pop out other Borks on certain days of the year.
Oh.
Oh, that's.
It's like has
that's
something to do with the
disconcerting.
faces of the moon, much like the Smurfs, but not that because that would be some sort of weird infringement upon their IP.
Yeah.
Also, they'd have way more babies. Blue moons happen more often than once every 100 years.
Mhm.
I've always like the
Yeah,
Smurfs have a continuity issue.
yeah, but then they ended up with like 5 baby Smurfs all at once.
Yeah.
What was
but-
that about?
Well, Gargamel, that was the whole thing. With
And
him.
why was one of them
I
a
don't-
hillbilly?
Because they used to be full-grown Smurfs, remember? They got turned back. Only Baby Smurf is actually a Baby Smurf
Right.
from the stork. And
I'm going to see if.
Oh.
Here you go.
I bet that helps
Have
a
I
lot.
just been lost? I turned it on. Hello? Yes?
hello. Hello.
Hello.
So, hello.
Hey,
so,
Muty.
If we're going to use any magic for anything,
Fire's like magic.
It's
I
true.
want to find this baby because I think the baby will help us find.
And we can raise him in our Borky ways.
Well, you don't make points arguing.
That is true.
agreed.
That is true.
So,
So I say we go with my plan and burn down the forest.
ultimately, I do think that is the quickest path
Yeah.
to points.
Yeah.
Groovy.
Perfect.
So, how do you want to go about burning down the forest?
I have a flamethrower.
You do have a
I do have a
flamethrower.
flamethrower.
Okay, but I am going to
use-
tell you, you also have no freaking clue how to use a flamethrower.
That sounds like the right thing.
I mean, but did Andy know how to use a flamethrower? Does Betty Bork know how to use a flamethrower? Two wrongs could make a right here.
I like the way you think. It's very dangerous. Anybody else doing anything other than...
I'd like to try and whip up a nice friendly breeze to help spread the fire
I'm
faster.
going
that's
to
so good
douse
of you.
myself with water.
And I'm going to take a squirrel and be above all this so I can find that
Oh, wow,
treasure.
both figuratively
Really
and
and
literally.
literally.
That's
Yes.
interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
Well played.
All right.
Flying high.
Wanna know if the Bork burns forever? Remember, pilots, you are Borks.
That's
and
right.
we have a flamethrower. Hashtag
yeah. We
system
could
shock.
burn
You still have
ourselves
Bork
down.
bodies.
They don't
But
die.
they don't die, so we will be
You
on
could
fire.
just
We
set
could
yourselves on fire and
spread-
run through the
run
forest
through the
like
forest.
maniacs.
We could
Oh,
do
yeah.
that.
Hey, and it would help us look. We
Yeah,
could go
no,
in four
exactly.
directions.
You could,
Yep.
and
I'm
with
in.
your bouncing
Yeah,
abilities, you
that's
could probably light the trees in very interesting places that you would have missed had you not been able to bounce
I feel
so
like
high.
if we don't do this, we will.
Bouncing here and
Okay,
there, we
let's
are dorks.
let's do this.
Okay,
Let's do this
I'm
thing.
down.
All right, so you're up in the air. You're creating a breeze that we
So
don't really
you're like,
need.
you know what? Fuck this. You guys. You get on your flying squirrel
And
and
I'm
you're just
assuming
like,
the squirrels can
Yeah.
burn, so I'm going to
Oh,
send my squirrel.
That's a
off.
good
Yeah,
idea.
yeah,
too.
I'll
yeah.
keep the squirrels flying up. I mean,
Uh,
they've done nothing but...
Maddox,
fly by
in a
us.
perfect world, what would you do? Like, if this were really all up to you and not up to the mob rule, like, what? Like, tell me where your head is, where your heart is. I want to know these things.
Well, I don't believe that these points are worth it if we're going to destroy everything in our path to
But
get
they're
them.
not real.
Wait, these points aren't worth it? I've heard those words, but never in that order. What do you mean?
I mean that I want to clear my conscience of all this poisoning that we did, and I think that we should find the baby to help us find the guy, and hopefully have these last two Borks, like,
That's not as fun.
that's, how is that not fun?
You know what really helps alleviate bad feeling? Winning. Winning is awesome. Winning feels so good. It's like the best thing ever.
Bro, I won plenty, okay? I know how to win, and I just know that when you win in the wrong way, like cheating, this feels like cheating, then it's
using the
not
tools
same
that we've
win.
been given.
Look, I've lost in the right way. And that sucks way harder than winning the wrong way.
Oh,
So-
Let's just do it.
God,
Let's
I
just
don't.
do it.
I'm going to keep on that winning thing as long as I can.
Oh, that's my quote of the night right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Fireball
Hashtag
bouncing?
winning. Oh God.
Okay, having said that, if you guys do that, I still think that I should fly high and keep an aerial
An eye out. No, I agree
No,
with
I
that.
completely
That's
agree.
everybody.
For the
Yeah.
bone
And you
zone
should probably
everything.
also take our squirrels with you.
Yes.
Well, I'll herd them up together.
Great. Okay. So
Like
you don't.
Daenerys, I got my.
You can just like
Yep,
you
your
can
mother of
stand
squirrels.
off to
I
the
got my
side
mother
and
of
not
squirrels.
feel bad about just standing aside while evil men do what they do.
Borking mother of squirrels.
Yes. Progress can
Hashtag
only
mother
happen
of-
through atrocious
mother of
acts.
orcs.
I read that somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a book I'm not going to name.
Evil prevails when good men
do nothing.
Do nothing.
Like light a forest on
Don't
fire.
work in-
You don't want to do that. That's
Good
doing
things
nothing.
could come out of evil too. So
Again,
yeah.
I agree with points.
Uh-huh.
That I agree with that. Winning.
I'm still
I'm
flying
going
high.
along with
No.
the crowd.
Flying high.
We're flying high
I'm
too.
totally
I'll
flying
tell you
down.
high.
that right now.
And
And you'll
if
be
you
able to
guys-
ride the hot air drafts even higher so that you can see further. Sorry.
yes.
Flamethrower?
Flamethrower.
Flamethrower.
All right.
Are you gonna light yourself on fire?
It's not gonna hurt me.
I hope it's not gonna hurt me.
Only know until you try.
Am I gonna have a problem if I light myself on fire?
No, you have the physical characteristics of the Bork, no matter what.
Oh, light me up.
Yeah.
Like you don't become, you don't,
While they're talking, I light myself on fire.
with what?
Flint and tinder that I'm sure Blake Bork has, because he lights a lot of fires to lay the ladies down the side.
They don't actually have a lot of fires
Or ladies.
in the
I
forest
know.
for some reason.
That's weird.
But I have a flamethrower,
Well,
so I can make
But
this
Andy has a
happen.
flamethrower.
Andy
I saw
has
a
a
bear
flamethrower.
earlier, and he said
So
that
how
only
do I
can
do
prevent
this
it,
shit?
So I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
Should
well,
I?
you know
Do you
what?
guys want me to take anything up into the air that might explode with this fire? I could take all your magic and potions and stuff.
No, that
I
sounds
don't
like a
have
trap to
any-
me.
I
That
don't-
sounds like a trap to me.
Oh, well, it can burn.
Light him up.
I don't really have anything burnable.
Light him up.
I'm pretty much.
I guess you could take my judge's gavel. That might be.
The judge's gavel might burn.
Okay.
Yeah.
If she drops that on you.
It is made of wood.
I
Wood
will-
is flammable here.
Well, and how will I know that I'm doing the right thing if my judge's gavel goes up in flames?
Is my shield made of wood?
So you've taken off.
I'm in the air.
You're in the air looking
I
around.
believe.
Are you looking for the eldest Bork?
And baby.
And baby. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just kind of looking for.
Scanning anything that is not burning. Or...
And meanwhile, they're trying to get the pilot light
Or
on the
burning
flamethrower
forever.
lit.
Well, and looking maybe for the other team if there's water in case we need to put out this fire. Just I've got eyes
flood.
open. I'm scanning the terrain.
Yeah. Now,
And you were Bowie Bork, right?
Yeah.
we
Okay.
were having a celebration, so I'm assuming there's a cooking fire somewhere. Rather than
No,
trying
they're
to light
vegetarian, right?
that, you can cook vegetables.
Blasphemy.
Go ahead and roll that stealth roll.
Okay.
That might help. That's what you can use for your survival skill.
Okay.
And
then
you got to use D12s, unfortunately, because you don't have any meta points. So
Okay. That's a 14.
that is less than you needed. So that is a good yes. You
So I take off.
you take off no problem. You've got a great bird's eye view. They're down there like getting stuff
Yeah.
lit up for the.
And I got all the squirrels. They're all.
And you spot a Bork off in the distance,
Knew it! I knew
running
it!
from tree to tree as fast as it Borking can.
Where is it going?
It is heading towards the center of the forest.
Do you signal
Away
us
from the
or
fire?
There is
The
no
fire hasn't started yet.
Oh, okay.
They're
Where-
working on the fire.
But where is the Borg village? Is that in the center of the forest? Is it
No, you're moving away from the Bork village.
Compassion is never the wrong choice. Murder, hobo rampage of an indigenous species. Arson of an entire forest and stealing from a demented elderly person probably is. Hashtag Maddox buff.
All right, they gave you your personal buff, so if you want to be able to, you can use your special ability now.
Uh-huh.
They have a use of that. Somebody bought that for you because you have a conscience.
Oh, thank you!
It's
I
not
just-
terrible to have a conscience. Chat likes you better sometimes.
Yeah, well,
Although in this
digital
way,
PETA being
although
what it is.
they basically boycotted any chance of actually giving you a conscience today, which I think is hilarious because you're going to burn everything and they can't do, and the only thing they can do about it, they won't. So.
I mean, they could send.
They could do a flood. I
They could
suppose.
send a flood.
That would be helpful.
That would smell
But
really
I
bad.
mean, not until we start the fire. So
All right,
this is for you,
it is
chat.
the littlest Bork that you have found, and it is heading towards the center of the wood where the great tree is.
Wait, there's a great
That,
tree.
yeah, well, of course there is.
Wait,
Does
There
the
Oh,
great
always
tree
is a
have
great
glowing
tree.
acorns on it? Can we just go get a different one?
Is there a wait? I'm sorry. Tell me more about this.
You
great
don't
tree.
know because you can't.
You can't see it.
Yeah,
I can't.
see anything. Let's just keep this.
It does not have acorns on it. It is.
I need to know about this great tree because if
It's
we're
a
gonna
Borkberry
murder,
tree.
like if we're gonna like murder the great tree, I don't know if I can be a part of that anymore.
Oh, okay.
The Bork fine, but like
Everybody's got
I'm an
a line.
environmentalist here.
Borks are part of the environment?
Well, we told them outside the environment. How long do Borks live normally?
Hundreds of years. They have no natural enemies. And lifespans are magical.
Except man.
So I feel like we're helping the evolution of the Borks because they have no predators. Survival of the fittest. If that little guy can run, good on him.
I am worried about this tree though.
I don't know about the tree because I didn't hear any of that because she's in the air. Have you yelled that down to us that there's a giant tree in the middle of the forest?
But do we know that because we're in our avatars right now?
Oh, that's true. That's a good point.
Suddenly,
Hard.
guys, I'm racked with guilt.
How many points is the tree worth?
At this point, the tree is worth no points.
I don't care about the tree.
Yeah.
Let's burn the forest down and find that stuff.
But Andy is a tree hugger, and Andy
Okay,
feels
are you
strongly
making your
about
way
this.
towards the littlest Bork now that you found it? So you're going to try and swoop down and save him before the fire consumes him, which is actually just getting ready to start now. You got the pilot light on that flamethrower lit.
Oh, okay. Oh, man.
And you're like, okay, where do you want me to shoot you?
You said light
To
him
Brony.
up.
Just shoot me in the face. Let's do it.
Okay. I'm gonna shoot these two in the face. They're standing next to each other, I
We're
assume.
hugging, yeah.
You're hugging. Okay.
Borkin face. Actually, just bork it on my chest.
Y'all know I have the best aim in the world,
Guys,
right?
You know you're on the internet now, like forever.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't just go away. Okay, fine.
Aim has nothing to do with this joke. In fact, you're probably going to bork it in my eye, to be honest.
Oh, I feel woefully underprepared for this.
All right, so you let loose with your flamethrower. I need you to make an attack roll.
Which is okay. So I need these guys.
Yeah, you need
My
the
attack is
D12s
10.
because no meta points, so you can... This is funny.
If you miss us with a flamethrower, this is going to be amazing.
Okay, but
Roll
like,
well.
you saw my performance last time. So
Can I make a defense
all
roll
right,
to run
so
into it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
okay, so my attack is 10, and I have rolled an 11.
And 11. And what's your attack?
10.
Oh, then you missed.
But I
Surprise,
dive into
surprise.
it using my defense roll. Oh my god.
And you missed.
I missed your miss.
Now that we are in something that can cause damage, it is my pleasure to give you your Patreon buffs. I would like to let everybody know, thank you for voting on Patreon for the buffs this week. Those count towards chat's points twice.
Oh,
Just to show you how appreciative we are of our Patreon subscribers. All right. Here they are. Brony, you have 70 extra hit points this week.
Is it on me or is it on the Bork?
It's on either.
either or
Any
both.
of your avatars have 70 extra hit points this week.
Either or both.
Either or both.
Like
Yeah,
in
both.
the-
All of them.
All
All
Oh,
of them.
okay,
Yeah.
so we can spread those out.
Yep.
Or
No, each of them has 70.
yes, okay.
But not you. Wyatt and Andy both have 40. Maddox has 60
Ooh.
60 what?
extra health points.
Health.
And I get 50.
Okay.
For roll bonuses, everybody gets a roll bonus from chat as well. From the Patreon subscribers, they vote for these. Brony has 8, a plus 8 to any one roll. Wyatt has a plus 5 to any one roll. Maddox has a plus 8 to any one roll. And Andy has a plus 8 to any one roll. And I get a plus 12 to any one roll. Thank you, Patreon.
Thank you.
Correct.
We appreciate all of your bonuses.
That one.
Okay. Okay, so I've shot my flamethrower. And
But you have missed.
not only did I miss, but these two tried to chase the flame and also
And
missed.
also missed.
Bounce into
Did
each
you-
other
And
like
just borked off in different
Did
directions.
you also miss the environment?
Did I miss
The
it?
problem with Borks in general is that they are comically clumsy.
Oh no.
But there is a
bellies
big patch of fire being sprayed out, into the foresty area. It's probably it'll catch.
I'd like to run into it and start borking bouncing through the trees.
All right, that's everybody's done a round, so I get to do another system shock.
Okay.
Oh no.
So we're using another one of the system shocks, if you don't mind taking that off for me.
Absolutely.
You are almost all the way Avatar.
Cap, I don't feel so good.
And Andy James is right where she is, right there in the middle.
All right. Stuck
Wyatt,
in the middle with you.
you are all the way Avatar.
Oh,
And-
how's that feel?
No, other way, bud.
Other way. Oh
Yeah. And
Oh, yeah, that
Maddox,
conscience
you
system?
are one away from Avatar. This is a great place for everyone to be. It is then that Tom appears.
Oh, shoot, golly.
Oh, golly,
Man
golly,
down.
shoot.
Are you pleased with your progress so far?
Yes.
The stone is a key to an unknown location, and
Oh,
your
no.
next clue. In order to better prepare you for the scenarios ahead, I am choosing to disengage your immersion inhibitors.
What?
There may be some emotional discomfort at this time.
What?
Remember, I am here to help.
What?
Wait.
And Tom disappears. And that's when your immersion inhibitors do go off. For the first time, you really feel everything that Bork has felt.
Oh, no.
You are the protectors of these people. You are their brothers. You are their sisters. You are their friends. And you have just killed them all in cold blood.
Warm
The reality
blood.
of the
Warm
situation
blood. They're warm.
is quite heavy. These are supposed to be pretend, first of all. These are pretend creatures. You think that in your head over and over and over again, but you still feel the loss of each individual Bork, all of which you have known since they were first borked.
Oh, no.
They,
This working
they seem like more than points for the very, very first time. You realize why the immersion inhibitors were there to begin with now. It does make it a little bit easier to slaughter when you can't feel a damn thing. But the closer you are to your avatar, the more you feel this profound loss. You switch off your flamethrower almost by reflex.
I know how to do that?
But there's a big, well, you let go of the trigger.
Oh, okay.
But the huge patch of forest in front of you is still burning.
Let's bork this fire out.
Yeah. I don't want. It's supposed to be a working game.
What the bork have you done?
Working
Okay.
friends are porked, guys.
Okay. We got to put out the fire.
Oh, guys, also, remember, the closer you are to your avatars, the more you sound like your avatars.
Okay. We gotta put out the working fire. Right, working now.
I'm with Bork.
Yeah. So,
I don't bork so good.
Pull yourselves together. How are we going to do it?
okay, Bort, I'm going to try
Stop!
to
You might blow the fire.
try to get a big Borkin wind blowing
No!
the other way. No, water.
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 Perfectly fine Borkin water.
Wait. We could smother it with our
With our Borks?
friends.
I
They
can't
would not have died in vain.
They
They
deserve
would
a
not
proper
have died in
burial.
vain.
Can I get a borking roll from everyone?
Which one?
Oh,
If you have the borking skill, this is your opportunity to use it.
Is it too late though?
11 out of 18.
Yeah.
19 out of 10.
I Borkin made it with a 6 out of 14.
Borkish magic has weather spells,
Oh.
but everyone will have to bork dance together. With only 4 of you, it still may not be enough to put the fire out.
Only
I got
3.
a 13.
But a synchronized bork dance is really your only way out of this. If you if he leads some magic,
Do we have any kind of like Bork telepathy?
you know, when every bork is in sync with one another, the magic that they can achieve is monumental. But with there only being you 4 borks plus the 2 borks that are off in
We're
the,
like 100% of the Borks. Almost, so.
That is true.
Let's-
We are 100%
let's
of
bork her
the
back.
orcs.
Can I pick up baby?
Can you what?
Can I pick up the baby?
You sure can.
You
This
should
is-
pick up the
yeah,
baby.
Can I swoop down?
You can swoop down. The baby is going to try to avoid you because it watched you murder all of its family.
Okay. So I'd like to I'd like to swoop down to get on Baby's level.
Wow.
And I'd like
This
to
rock.
convince Baby Bork
What is
that I had nothing to do with the poisoning.
Just
and
what a
that-
poisoner would say, though.
And that that the baby can just on his own terms come onto the squirrel with me. In fact, you know what?
Of course, you have 4
there-
squirrels.
I'll
so
give him his own
the
squirrel.
likelihood-
I'll
there
give him
any-
his own squirrel.
Okay, that's
Are there any Borks still alive? Did we bork them all? Why am I talking like
Look like
this?
hashtag meta points are back on the menu again.
Ah, thank you, terrorists.
I think.
I kind of want to use one.
So I'd like
I
to.
want to use
I
one
don't
too.
wanna feel like
no,
this
I want to.
anymore.
No, I want to go back this direction. We can do something.
How many
now.
did you use?
God.
How many did you use?
I used one. Oh, I feel so much better.
You two are so.
Here's the thing, though.
Selfish.
You don't feel that much better.
Oh no.
Comparatively, I do,
You,
but I
yeah,
still
you
feel
feel
terrible.
better as in the pain, but it's still like fresh pain.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I feel okay because I'm being active and I am trying to do this for good.
You know, you also feel that if you were doing your job correctly originally, you never would have let this happen.
I understand that, but what is done is done.
You're a
and
Bork accomplice!
I am trying to move forward, and so I want to convince Baby Bork to have him have his own squirrel. Of course, the squirrels are trained, so it's not going to leave my side. And to get onto the squirrel and to say, hey, let's fix this problem. Let's find Grandpa. Let's fix it together. I need his help now. He could be a new knight, Porky Knight.
Remember the Borks.
Oh,
Remember them.
gonna
Remember
use
this
a meta
moment.
point. I
Remember
feel that
Remember
already.
the guilt.
Remember when this was supposed to be a game. And remember how borking awesome Tom is? Hashtag MetaPoint.
You know, I'm not feeling so borkin' hot about Tom right now, to be honest with you.
You know, I feel like if we honored the dead, it would make me feel better.
Can I pick up this baby? Do I have
You can. You have to make an attack roll to pick up the baby because it's going to try and dodge you.
Okay. So I can use.
But it
these
is
guys?
running away from the inferno more than you. It hasn't spotted you yet.
Oh,
Okay.
Bork, it's an inferno now?
Well, I mean, Borks are this
getting
big, and that's a flamethrower. This forest maybe isn't as big as you're thinking it is.
So D10 is 10, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And okay, 15.
That's good.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good enough. With your fighting, which is what now?
Was it? Help me out here.
10.
10.
Wait, let me see.
Is the
Oh,
sorry.
on the human sheet, it's 18.
Oh yeah, she's good to go. Yeah, we could even with the minuses for the dice, you've got plenty on that side. So.
Okay. So I have the baby, but he's trying to dodge me.
The baby is trying to dodge you. The baby rolled an 11 and needed a 5. So not real good at dodging. You just swoop that baby right up,
Okay, swoop the baby
bark it up in
like
your
a
arms,
stork.
and take back off with your squirrel, who is still listening to you even though you're a murderer.
squirrels are dumb.
Yeah.
Just don't say anything.
Put some nuts in its mouth and it'll do everything that you want.
Let's bork our story straight, okay? We were Bork Zest.
We were Bork Zest. We were Bork Zest by a borking wizard.
Okay, let's do the dance. We gotta
Let's
do
do
the
the
dance.
Bork
Come back,
dance.
let's do the dance. We gotta get
Okay.
the rain going.
You have an extra Bork for it now.
Yeah.
we have
The
fire.
littlest Bork
Is it going to be enough forks?
Okay.
is like when you hold it like a tiny dog above water and it tries to swim, but its
Right.
legs aren't touching.
Right.
That's what it looks like as you've got it like
That's
scooped up over your
fucking
shoulder.
adorable.
On the
Yeah.
Bork side.
We should probably post a video on BorkTube.
Here's the thing: everything Borks do is adorable.
On the Bork side,
If
we
you would have
probably
been thinking
cause
just
a
about
problem.
their
Murder
cuteness,
is cute,
you
guys.
know,
Not enough
it is
Borks
literally
because
the
of
cutest death you have ever witnessed.
Okay.
Wait, you died?
No.
No.
The
No,
other-
no,
the
just
other
in
Borks
general.
did.
Like the
Oh,
Borks
the
died
other
so
Borks
adorably.
are dead.
Sorry, I was just trying to make us remember so we are focused towards our goal.
Which is putting out that fire.
And
So
also
rain
getting
dance.
points.
So what I need a Borkish magic roll from Wyatt,
Mm-hmm.
and then Borking rolls from everyone else.
Borking.
And I'm on to D10s now. Alright.
14.
Okay, that's under.
4.
4 is good. How much did you beat your borking score by?
6.
Excellent.
20. I didn't beat it by 2.
You didn't beat it by 2. Okay.
What number am I going off again?
Your borking score.
10, and I got a 4.
Great. So you beat yours by 6. You beat yours by 6. You didn't actually have to beat yours. You're still dancing along because their pluses made up for your minus because you only missed it by 2. With the magic, you guys. Okay. The thing is, I do have to see this dance.
Okay.
In a physical form. You don't have to get up from your seats.
Okay.
But we're gonna, pretend there's a little bit of music happening, and let's see this Borkish dance. It should be in unison. So let's see what you got.
Okay.
Oh, here we go.
And Bork. And we've reached the limit on how much of that song we can sing. Yeah. Okay, there you go.
Come along with the
Clouds roll in and form together to form one big pudgy cloud that has a little smile on its face, and it pours rain down upon the napalm-infused inferno you have created.
napalm infused.
Well, I mean, they use a propellant to make the fire come out of flamethrowers. It's basically napalm.
No! What have we done?
I want to stand in the rain to hide my
Well, it'll
tears.
take a while for the fire to go out, but it will eventually dilute, and you're gonna have minimal damage in the forest because of that.
How?
If you hadn't killed all your friends, you really would have borked the day today.
Instead, we really borked the day today.
Yep. The littlest Bork helps with the dance.
Yes.
Because Borks work together, first and foremost. But it wants to know what happened.
Guys, what did you do? Oh. Somebody just explain this to me. Dad. I'm so fucking confused right now.
Okay, calm down. 50 points. What we did.
Oh, that about sums it up, doesn't it? Okay.
Bork madness. We were overtaken with Bork madness.
From the human.
From the human.
From the human.
He was a magus. He was a magus.
He was a magus? Oh
Why does lying feel bad? I don't
What's
understand.
lying?
I meant standing. I was thinking of something else.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I need some Bork.
You have to do something for me after you find the eldest Bork. You must find humans. You have to kill them. Kill them for us. Make sure we didn't Bork in vain.
How many points are humans worth?
You know you didn't check?
100 points.
Okay.
We're on it. Borking, good
For
idea.
you, littlest Bork, we can
For
do that.
you.
You are absolutely on board for this.
Oh yeah.
Why, Blinky Bork has got a new lease on life. Finally, something you can bork and not get in trouble for it.
So, I guess we're leaving the elder to himself for a little?
Well,
While we
we
kill
should
the
find
humans?
him
Find
first.
the elder.
Someone needs to take care of him. I don't
Yeah,
want
he's
him
lost
out
in the
there
burning
alone.
forest right now.
It's
might be more
raining, it's
humans
cold, he's
around.
old.
Okay. Let's go Bork and find him.
Okay.
Back to the original working plan.
He's still
Can
worth a
somebody,
lot.
can I get borking rolls from everyone one more time? For a completely different reason.
Oh no.
7 out of 18.
Oh.
Groovy?
God damn it.
13 out of 14.
Groovy?
Or, excuse me, 3 out of 14.
10 and 10.
9.
Fine. The littlest Bork agrees to go with you and completely buys your story about being possessed by evil humans, especially a magus. That sounds really dangerous. So yeah, he's coming with you.
Can he ride with me?
Does he know?
Oh, he would love to.
Does he know where the elder normally goes when he wanders off?
Oh yeah, he knows all the best hiding spots in the forest that the elder likes to go to.
Okay.
Sometimes the elder takes him on really, really long walks until almost dark, and then says mean things on the way home.
Oh no.
What does he say?
What have you heard?
That humans are nice.
Well, that needs to
Well,
be stopped right now.
You heard that large one say he wanted to kill us all before all the bad stuff happened and he cast spells on us.
So from his grave he cast a spell. And we kills. He killed.
I think when he,
Like a death curse.
yeah, when he said "ow my beanbag," that is a powerful spell.
Like, did he say oh my beanbag?
He did, basically. I mean, it was a medieval version of beanbag, but you got the idea. He was talking about his
Lentil sack.
boys.
I mean,
Gotcha.
you could probably scrape some of it off of your mallet skills.
So,
Okay, let's go find him.
you, Maddox, are really the only one with the tracking skills necessary to get through the forest and find the eldest Bork. And with the help
A baby.
of the littlest Bork, who's not a baby, he's just the littlest one,
Oh,
you do find his trail before too long. And it leads you off through the forest to a little patch of mushrooms that, sure enough, this old-ass Bork is just sitting there, all green except for his big white beard. He's got an acorn sticking out of his pocket that's glowing like the sun.
Borks have
And he's
pockets?
just... He's basically scraping the bottoms off of mushrooms and licking whatever comes out. He looks really up.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask.
This is not the first time he's done this.
He's Borking Borks.
He's gotten a little mushroom happy in his old age.
is
Right.
it time to hide the baby and gank the Bork?
Well, first we should
For his
point
own
out.
good?
We should point out that the eldest Borg doesn't exactly know what he's talking about with humans. because-
Hello, Borks, says the eldest Bork as he looks up. His eyes are like two different sizes
Oh.
and changing.
How are my Borkus knights this day?
Your
Good,
pupils
we're-
are really Bork.
We're
And
great.
I am out there.
Ooh. Well, we have some bad news, and you need to come back to the village with us soon. Quickly.
Is it about the human?
Yes, did you see him before he left?
I heard him stomping earlier.
Oh, he stomped real bad.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Is every Bork okay?
Well,
Every Bork is something.
Problems.
Tell me, my little Borks, tell me what happened.
Well, maybe we should pull up some mushroom before we...
So you all pop a squat on some mushrooms.
Yeah.
The littlest Bork is just...
That
Could we get the littlest Bork to tell it? He knows the whole story.
Oh, I think it would be best if you told him yourself, because, you know, with all the stabbing.
this is probably easier if you have another handful of mushrooms. So,
the eldest Bork, oh, don't worry, I was going to. It's just some good shit.
the human was magic.
And
Oh no.
Yeah, he was.
he was
Why does this feel so
really
bad?
magic. And in defending the village, we made him angry.
You angered human. Oh,
Could I hold
dear,
the-
I've heard stories about these angry humans.
Could I hold the stone for a bit? I'm feeling sick. I think it'll help. I just want to hold it. Just because I'm...
Soon,
Going to-
my little Bork.
I'm gonna
soon,
Bork
but
everywhere.
I must hear the rest of this story. What has happened to my Borks? Tell me they're all right. Tell me they'll be okay.
They're all...
Well, they're all together now.
They are all together.
Yeah.
That's true.
And surprisingly apart.
Oh,
They're
yes,
with-
with a sense of unity.
They're with Bork.
There were before.
Bork. The human made us Bork them all.
Wait. Hold on, my little Borks. Do you mean he made you Bork them all? Or did you Bork them all?
The last one, and a little the first
A
one.
thing can
The
be
bad
two
Bork,
things.
Not the good Bork. Not the good Bork.
Yeah.
Oh, my little Borks.
We feel so bad.
I'm going to tell you a secret, my brave, brave knights.
Yeah.
I have come out here today to have my last nap.
Oh,
You're
When a
going to
Bork-
Bork yourself?
No, but when a Bork gets to a certain age and has lived a certain number of moons, sometimes it's time for us to go back into the forest from whence we came. And I knew that my time was coming today.
so why did you take the acorn with you?
Well, I was polishing it this morning and I just put it in my pocket and I forgot about the damned thing.
I was polishing my acorn this morning too.
Did it make it cleaner or dirtier?
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, my little Borks. You have killed all of our brothers and sisters.
Is there anything we can do? Is there any magic that you know of that could bring them back?
If there were any regular Borks left, I suppose. I mean, given time, this little one here will eventually Bork itself and become many Borks over time. But you, being the Knights of Borkdom, of course, are unable to reproduce in any way, as you've agreed to live a life of violence in our service.
I did take a vow of Bork.
I need you to do but one thing.
What? Anything?
Protect the littlest Bork, who is now the eldest Bork.
Oh,
With our
my
lives.
Bork.
And protect the sacred Bork stone.
Yes.
And he holds out the acorn.
I take it.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to grab.
The moment you touch the acorn, the old Bork vanishes. Like Obi-Wan Kenobi style, and his
50
beard
points, though,
falls
right?
to the floor.
Oh, there you go.
I take his beard too, just in case.
You try to, but it disappears upon landing and appears upon the littlest Bork, who now has a long white beard, but is still very, very small.
We didn't mean to Bork you with this burden, little Bork. We will avenge you.
Yes, we
I
will.
don't feel so good.
We will rededicate the remainder of our lives to working at your pleasure.
And you're giving this great bit, but the stone, the acorn, cracks open, and a light comes out of it. And the littlest Bork / eldest Bork is very, very frightened and backs away and runs away from the forest.
Come, Bork.
The stone glows brighter and brighter until a doorway appears.
I want to get the Bork out of here. I
But
do
what
not
about all the
care.
Borking humans that are worth hundreds of
Oh, I'm so torn.
And
Yeah,
wait-
the light becomes a portal of some kind that you could easily find yourself stepping through,
Please proceed through the portal.
Tom says.
Okay.
Not because you said so, Tom.
Wait! Wait! The littlest Bork comes running back up, but his voice has clearly changed. Okay. Before you go in there, I need to tell you a couple of things.
Okay.
Yes,
One.
your Borks have dropped. That's impressive.
No. It's me, Jeb.
Oh, that makes a lot of no sense
Okay.
whatsoever.
You just discovered one of the secret doors. They're around from place to place from time to time. This one is going somewhere that we have not been, at least in that time period. So I need a full report of everything you see and do there. This is way less about points this next time than it is about just getting into things, figuring things out. Just watch everything.
But how many points
I'm
do we
about
get for
that.
figuring things out?
And getting in things.
Lots. Yes. Lots of points.
Okay.
So
Cool.
just
And will this pain go away?
what pain?
That we're feeling in our stomachs.
We feel bad.
Bad about what?
Tom took away our inhibitors, and we feel
Tom,
remorse.
Can we have
What do
our-
you feel remorse about?
We.
Yeah. Well.
Killed all those Borking Borgs. You said this was a simulation. This doesn't feel like a simulation.
They were.
This feels like a Jonestown, a bunch of orcs.
I see. I'll have to have a talk with Tom about that.
Okay.
And with that, the little Bork turns around and bounces away.
Well, I feel like I can step through the portal, no problem.
Yeah, I'm ready to.
I'm feeling okay
I
about
could step
that.
through the portal too.
Okay, bye.
Let's get out of here.
And you go through the portal?
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful! Just like when you usually get out of the pods, your consciousness kind of slips away from your body. There's a bright light and a tunnel kind of effect. Weird noises, maybe the theme from Doctor Who plays. I don't know. When you open your eyes again and the light comes back to your body, you are not outside of your metapod. You are definitely still in the metaverse.
Oh.
But your location has changed.
Oh, okay.
Neat, huh?
Yes, it's certainly a thing.
You find yourself in what is unmistakably a church basement.
Oh.
The lighting is dim.
Oh no.
Not again.
You find yourself seated in a folding chair. One of many. Several rows of the chairs line the cobbled concrete floor facing the stage with a small podium where a man is speaking. Despite the dim lighting, the room is awash with color. Not from the decor, but from the strange costumes the attendees are wearing. Your first thought is maybe cosplay convention?
In a church?
Yeah. But the man sitting in row 3 and kind of in the front there with the containment suit on is clearly glowing from some sort of quantum energy that is emanating from his body.
That sounds dangerous.
There are garishly dressed people everywhere. You look and you find that you yourselves are similarly dressed.
Oh.
Andy James,
Yes.
you find yourself currently inhabiting the teenage supervillain known as Rita Riot. You are a quick-tempered brawler whose powers to magnify people's bottled emotions into massive super strength at the expense of your own reason is as much a curse as it is a power. You never intended to be a villain, or for that matter, a hero. You just wanted a normal, boring life with high school and friends and eventually college and a regular job, but that was never to be. Your power made that impossible. You feel the feelings of everyone around you all the time, and that's hard enough. But when people become angry or scared and try to bottle those emotions up, and try to hide it, you become this raging monster, stronger than almost anything. Accidents happen. Heroes got involved. A teenage supergroup known as the Radicals eventually arrested you, and thanks to them, you've been on the run ever since. Brony, you are Ezekiel, the Undying.
Excellent.
The first supervillain, a 4,000-year-old immortal with few powers,
Excellent.
but knowledge that spans eons. Aristotle, Plato, Socrates,
Morons.
Einstein, Curie, simpletons. Hitler, short-sighted and racist. Napoleon, short-statured and also racist.
Not true. You'd know that if you actually lived through the time. He was actually quite average height.
Yes, you've got this character down already. When you are in charge, there will be no more racism. No more classism. No more rich, no more poor, just servants.
Yes.
Happy, healthy servants with the will only to serve their benevolent master, you.
I feel like I
Anyway, that plan didn't work.
Oh,
shit. In fact, none of your plans have ever really worked. You have been foiled at every turn throughout history.
I got all 12 CDs from Columbia House. I did go into collections for the 4 that I was on the hook
Yeah,
for.
you've been foiled at every turn throughout history by superheroes in one form or another. Whether it's Samson or David or Titan or Poseidon, there's always some idiot with superpowers who's there to foil your plan.
I hated Greg.
They just can't see that you're only trying to help.
It's all I want for anyone.
Maddox, you are the skinwalker. A nightmare made real. The formless given form. The only being of its kind. A devious mix of magic, science, and alien intelligence given flesh. Or any other substance you can think of, for that matter. Able to take any form, you've made a career out of identity theft. You've been a movie starlet, a prime minister, even a princess. At the expense of the lives whose people's identities you've assumed. You were eventually caught impersonating an old woman who had won the lottery by none other than the Sentinels, the greatest superhero team that ever lived. It's your own fault, really. I mean, she was so old. I mean, you needed a facelift you gave her, and the 20 years of age that you took off of her body, great. Anyway, if you gotta get caught, at least you got caught by the best, right? No. Bad to get caught. Wyatt, you are Balthazar the Black, master of the dark arts, the first being to ever defeat the Sentinels in combat, former scourge of the Midwestern United States, At a young age, you dedicated your life to the pursuit of defeating death. And when that failed, you mastered necromancy, the art of death. Evil kind of came with the job, but your heart has really never been in it. The pageantry is there, certainly. You, your son, Balthazar Jr., opted out of the family business entirely at a young age and even became a superhero. You hadn't spoken for years, until one day he introduced you to your granddaughter, Hex.
Aww.
And your heart melted, literally, right out of your chest the moment you touched her.
It was...
Only a contingency resurrection spell saved you that day. Now this half-fey little baby was indeed powerful, and you dedicated yourself, instead of to death, to being Paw.
Aww.
And little Hex is the light of your life. Balthazar the Black, master of the dark arts, and babysitter extraordinaire.
They grow up so fast.
The press is here, of course. This support group for reformed villains is nothing more than fuel for the fire that is quickly becoming the landscape of American television. Normally, these types of groups are anonymous, but this will inevitably be broadcast in episodic form on one of the many networks that are now dedicated to super beings. The speaker, Dr. Dynamo, continues his story, which quickly devolves into monologuing. So then when the death ray broke, I got punched in the face by Titan, broke an orbital bone that time, because I was wearing the armored suit, you know, and it never really worked right again. It was the worst. But I swear I would have gotten away with it if not for those damn... Hold on. Kevin, the attendant,
I've always liked you.
Stops him.
I mean, he's okay, I guess.
You all end up right back in the middle of your sliders as you are in new avatars now.
Oh, that was easy.
Like your mom.
As you are fully immersed, you're not going to have any type
mother
of
was the whisper of a dying galaxy.
you're not going to have any type of defense against the emotions of these supervillains that you are inhabiting. And you're not exactly sure why you're here because you're all in the middle, but it's definitely some kind of supervillain support group that you think. More will come to you as you more fully immerse in your characters, which you are pretty much unable to do because chat. So,
Meta points?
Kevin,
I'd really like to see what this thing can do. Well, I shouldn't have pointed it out.
Kevin, the attendant,
Oh my god.
walks up to the podium and pushes Dr. Dynamo out of the way. Dr. Dynamo, as you know, is an electrical-based villain who is always building different inventions that seem to want to electrify the Earth in some way. Not super imaginative, not your favorite villain, but boy, the guy can give a speech.
He's basically just Elon Musk without a direction.
And more gravel in his voice. And his flamethrowers actually work. Okay. Kevin stands up at the podium. He's like, he's dressed in a polo shirt and khakis. I would like to thank everyone for being here today. Sharing your stories is another step on the road to redemption. It helps us understand that we're not the only ones who've made mistakes. You know, we all have a common bond. We chose crime, and we paid for that choice. We are all here to tell our stories, lest we repeat the mistakes of the past. And now, to give our commencement speech for the evening, the founder of Villain Club, Balthazar the Black, ladies and gentlemen. The crowd goes wild.
I make my way as grandly to the stage as I can. Trying to give due deference to the attending villains there.
Well, because of where you are on the scale, you really have no idea what you're supposed to say.
I would like to attempt
He
to
looks
use...
very worried.
There is
He's
one
sweating
meta point
quite a
available.
bit.
Oh, yes. I am using that bad boy right now. And I'm going to...
A word of warning, pilots. Remember who shut your eyes. And remember who told you the truth. The truth hurts, but it is necessary. This is bigger than you know. Remember the Borgs. # MetaPoint.
Oh no.
Very nice. Thank you, chat.
Thank you, chat.
Thank you, Chad.
Thank you, Chad.
Thank you, Chad.
Much appreciated.
I really like. I think I should use that meta point.
Aw, man.
I like this.
Can we all use it?
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
throw.
that's the
I've
only one on the
I've still
board.
got a few more system shocks to throw at you guys.
Oh,
So
I'll hold on to it.
as much as you might want to spend those meta points, might not hurt to hold on to them for a few
Okay.
moments. In fact, I'll throw one at you right now.
I just really
just
want to see what
because.
this baby can do. Yeah. He feels like he might get a lot of points.
Sadly, Brony, you're still in the middle.
Yeah.
You are also right in the middle.
Oh,
I know.
guys.
I get to roll that one again because it's a 6, and I only have 5 slots. You are right where you're supposed to be. That's perfect.
Lovely.
And Maddox has gone full avatar.
Yes.
I don't know why, but that creeps me out.
It should. She's the scariest one.
Very well. I've seen crazier things in my day, I think.
I mean,
know,
I'm a
maybe.
teenager. What is possibly scarier than a teenager?
Almost nothing.
Except apparently Maddox.
Well, Maddox
Being the
is
parent
scary
of a
by herself.
teenager.
When you give her an evil shape changer's body, she's even more scary.
You should see what I coughed into the sink this morning. Terrifying.
Wait, I'm sorry. Are you saying that you were more terrifying than me? Or, I'm sorry, not,
Not
even
me.
you.
What I-
you coughed up in the sink.
Yeah.
Great, great, great. Take
As
your
you
little
make
plummy
your
ass
way
away.
to the
It
podium,
looked malignant.
Tom appears once again.
Welcome to Sentinel City. The year is 1995. This scenario is designed to analyze your critical thinking and decision-making skills while under pressure. As a result, potential targets and point values are hidden and static, and objectives can be altered at any time.
Oh no.
There are no right answers. Please think critically about the challenges you are about to face.
95 again? I feel like maybe we
Bonus
need to stop
points
when
for
we're-
full immersion. Speaking of bonus points, our store has made enough to put our points of our chat over the top. What they need, they have officially gained their first objective achievement unlocked. Chat, you get 2 pieces of information from me today in regards to the story of Project Metaverse, and 1 piece of information. No, just 2 pieces of information. 1 for Project Metaverse and 1 for Tom. Your first piece of information is for Project Metaverse. The events of Project Metaverse take place 9.5 months after the Battle of Thermopylae. And I'm not talking about the 300. I'm talking about the one with the meta pilots in the last episode of Masters of the Metaverse. It has been some time.
That's enough time to have baby.
Your second piece of information is this. Tom cannot be hacked by a hack attack. However, he can be affected by hack attacks. Say, if you wanted him to be affected by things like buffs and trolls, you could hack attack something like that into happening if you really wanted to. I'm not recommending it. I'm just saying you can. That's what you get for today. Congratulations on unlocking your first achievement.
Yeah.
No, I'm proud of them.
Great job.
Good job, chat. All right.
Filled with trepidation and
It's
dread,
okay.
but good job.
Believe
Jack.
me, that answers a lot of questions that they had all at once.
have
It's
a
a
bot
kind of
on
a
it, chat.
piece of
It's
two
just
pieces
racking
of
up
information.
points.
So there
I
you
win
go.
either way.
Yes. Okay. So this is for publicity, really. I mean, you started this club for reforming purposes. I mean, initially it started off with good intentions, but really, you really would like to get into this TV business. What happened is, like, what's happened with supers becoming more and more popular for you is getting into that end of things. Like, the money's never been great in the villain business. I mean, yeah, if you get enough of money, enough
But
power,
being a
somebody's always there
villain
just to, like, knock you
character.
off your mountain.
Grandpa ZARZARX Destiny loves you. Thanks for
Aww.
making my stuffed animals perform a play last night. Also, I want magical mac and cheese for dinner, please. Hashtag Wyatt Buff.
All right, we got your special ability for you. Congratulations.
Thank you, chat.
Thank you, chat.
You want to get into the TV business. Now, these Villains Anonymous meetings, as they started out, became Villain Club when you realized you could capitalize on this idea and kind of do like a rehab show.
Cool.
So you're really here just to blow smoke until the real meeting starts after this one is over.
Yeah.
So you just have to give a commencement speech like, hey, keep being good. But let's hear it all the same, because I want to hear you do a speech as Balthazar.
I will use all of the oration skill I have at my disposal here. My fellow reforming villains, I cannot tell you how proud I am of each and every one of you in attendance here today. It is a continuing process, an ongoing path of restoration. And I can tell you personally, I certainly have done things that I have walking regretted.
Achievement unlocked. Used Bork outside of the Bork village.
Yay!
10 points.
I'll accept that.
I stand here today a better man than I was yesterday. And I have no one to thank more than that than my darling Hex. Pop-Pop loves you. And you make him very, very proud. I don't know what it is that has reached out and touched so many of you to find within yourself a path away from villainy. But I applaud it. Without my Hex, and of course, the invention of fusion cooking, I myself would be lost. But we shall persevere together. Together!
Together! Together! There is applause. And after your semi-awkward speech, the meeting is adjourned. The press is escorted out after all telling how proud they are of you. Keep up the good work. Some of you who are still on parole. There is a lot of bullshit in this room,
Oh my god.
Rita.
How?
Bullshit everywhere.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
Yeah. And it makes you, it's making you a little mad. You're okay. Like you can keep it in,
I'm
but
chewing gum, so it's gonna be okay.
it makes you a little bit mad.
Like,
There's some Oreos left. I'm just wondering.
Oh no, you guys make your way to the well, everybody on their way out makes their way to the craft table, which is full of a plethora of bagels and schmear.
These are Hydrox.
Oh my god. I'm supposed to be gluten-free and y'all didn't provide
Oh no, they
gluten-free.
have gluten-free pastries as well. They're on it.
I don't know why, but
You'd
We're
be surprised.
Cool. We're cool.
There's a very high percentage of supervillains that are gluten intolerant, or at least say they are.
I feel like
thank
I
God.
should keep you
It's
away
almost
from
like
the bananas
celiac
for
is
some
a
reason.
prerequisite for turning evil.
I don't feel like you should
Okay.
be near the bananas.
That is perhaps a fair call.
I'll take them. I put them in my bag of evil.
Okay, so you're just gonna take all of the bananas?
There you go.
Well, now I don't want one.
Well,
It's
good, 'cause
been
I
in
did
your
touch it.
bag.
Hashtag
Well-
meta point, but you can't have my soul, Balthazar.
Okay, so now we have 2 meta points on the board.
Don't think that's up to you. I
Anybody
really
else want to
like
go more
this. I'm going
Avatar?
to.
Oh yeah,
I'm
do
gonna
it.
get
They're
closer.
gone.
I'm into Rita.
You know, it feels really right.
I'm feeling a little bit more rage though, so that's but I'm cool.
I feel like I want to invest in an internet
my
cafe.
steps.
And sure enough, after a few minutes of you guys hanging out and talking, oh, good to see you. I haven't seen you forever. There's villains that you recognize, people you've been forced to work with in the past or fought in a back alley somewhere. It is weird that everybody's wearing their costume, but hey, that's television, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Dynamo, for a fact, is currently a janitor.
Wait, I'm sorry. I'm on the run. Did
Well,
I wind up on camera?
Oh yeah, but you've got your costume on.
Yeah, so now they know where I am.
I don't have any other
Yeah, they know
notes.
where everybody is pretty much all the time now.
Oh, okay.
But that's okay. This place is neutral ground. This was a sponsored event.
Oh, okay.
They give us a pass on this one because
Basically.
of all the good works, etc.
I do think I saw a jacket in the Lost and Found. It might be an evil jacket, I don't know. If you don't want it, I'll take it. I don't mind.
Yeah,
I feel like I could use it later.
Ezekiel, the unjacketed.
Well, not for long is what I'm saying. It's,
That's how you wind up with kids.
After a few more minutes, attendance has dwindled. Now it is 4 of you and several other supervillains that you recognize.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. Anybody have superhero knowledge on their character sheet?
Yes.
No.
history, but I do.
Also, I'll take a culture check.
Nope.
Oh, none of that either.
I am uncultured.
I wasn't going to say anything.
I'll try a culture
okay,
check at
okay.
D12 plus 2. Oh, no.
Oh, that's a negative on mine as well.
Well, who needs lunch
I
tomorrow?
got a
If we can get a
9.
waffle for next week.
Oh, somebody buy that man lunch.
What?
Wait, what happened?
What happened?
They're spending money they don't have on you
Oh.
because they love you.
Oh,
I
You're
think
doing
that's a
a
great
sincere.
idea.
You're doing a great
I've
job
done
for
that
them.
frequently.
Say thank you to Chad.
Thank you,
Thank
Chad.
you,
Chad. Yes, you should always invest when you're at your lowest. Where do you have to go but up? Seems
Okay,
like-
so how exactly did you get here?
And yes, Brony is
I-
currently the only character without a buff in place. I'm not saying that there is any kind of bonus points for having all of them with their personal buffs, but I will say it's never happened before.
Let's see what the #LOOT box brings this week.
I want it.
Excellent.
Loot boxes.
All right.
Boxes.
I don't.
Nobody
that's
made their
how
rolls.
go in.
Is
I
that-
made a 9.
You made a 9. That's actually fine. Okay, so the people that are still left, you kind of recognize a few of them. One of them is a professional wrestler who thinks this is his club, and he's probably leaving, and he heads out the door,
Bye.
wearing a silly top hat. Balthazar's henchman, Percival, is still here, prancing around, pursing,
He gives
doing
me
his
the
thing.
willies.
Oh, he's fine. He's on.
Ooh, congratulations, we have reached our first waffle for this week. Congratulations. Also, great job on yours earlier.
Thank you. That was fun.
Let's see, who's here? Who's here? Percival. Ah, yes, Teflon. A known assassin who is
Nothing
completely
sticks
immune to the effects of friction.
That's got to make getting dressed difficult.
#Brony Buff, you're better than your high score, Robert. And you know it.
Who was that? Oh, it was a brony buff. We got him.
Oh, thank you. That is achievement.
Okay, yell it out, Tom.
Achievement unlocked. Silver edition. 5,000 points to chat.
What?
Thank you.
It's the first time it's happened. Congratulations, chat. That's 5,000 points for your total. You are kicking the players' asses.
Okay, well, give us something to do. I need.
Yeah, obviously you need.
I need to
you
make some
something
points.
to do.
Okay, okay.
Other people who are here. I said Teflon, the slippery assassin.
Yeah.
Donovan Shade, the living shadow.
Uh,
2 former sidekicks of Poseidon, who is a member of the Sentinels, who are the premier supergroup. Poseidon is kind of their
So they come
Aquaman-like character. He goes through teenage sidekicks very, very quickly. The 2 that are here currently are Speedo and Mako, the 2 most monstrous of his former teenage sidekicks. Also, Tommy Tsunami is here.
Oh, I like him.
A villainous water controller who
Is he
calls
cute?
himself the Wave of the Present.
is he cute? Is he cute?
He's actually kind of cute. Yeah,
Oh.
he's super cute. These are superheroes. I mean, they're all kind of just like they're all built like brick shit houses. There's not much they can. They don't even exercise, and they all look like they work out 6 days a week.
Okay.
Titania, the fairy
Everyone
queen
has
of the
an
Unseelie
Enfield
court, is
syndrome.
here.
Wait. Oh wait. What?
Titania, the Unseelie.
Yes, currently they are in an Unseelie phase. The Mink with his devastating weasel-based powers.
Very dangerous
And
to
many
rise.
costumed minions of various kinds. But most importantly, the most famous of the villains in attendance, other than yourselves, who are two or three of the most famous villains of all time, is one General Mayhem, the 10-year-old dictator of Karakistania.
Great.
Their money has pictures of pop stars on it.
Who has...
Well, at least I'm not the youngest one here anymore.
But
okay?
he's dressed, I mean, it's adorable. He's dressed like a little general with his little general hat and all sorts of pins all over his military jacket. He has
And
a
you let your mother
Yeah,
dress
full
you like
epaulets. He
that?
has a tiny little, like, German-style pistol that he keeps in a holster that's still too big for him to actually hold with one hand. He is the cutest, and he talks with the most adorable little lisp.
That one's for murdering, and that one's for catching all the Pokemon.
One by one, these villains all make their way towards the broom closet, open it up, walk in, and close the door behind them, one at a time.
That's not suspicious.
That seems like
at all.
something I'd probably remember a little bit about.
Mm-hmm.
If I could
Suddenly
remember.
I need to sweep some shit.
So you head towards the broom
So
closet?
I head toward the broom closet.
Rita Riot heads towards the broom closet.
Collectively, I'm definitely not angry.
I'm going to
I'm
give her
working on it.
space. I'm going to wait a bit.
Ezekiel the Undying is playing it cool.
Well, I don't know how to deal with teenagers these days.
You've never known how to deal with
They're
teenagers.
8
That's why,
traps.
like, since, like, at one time, Ezekiel the Undying was the premier supervillain.
Yes.
And now, he's the guy that they kind of throw the teenage teams at as a warm-up.
Well,
Like, he's really fallen from
No,
grace. He's, like,
old
gotten
man,
this
I will not
reputation,
get
this
off
track
your
record of
lawn.
just losing all the time. And he does lose all the time.
Oh.
it's a very deadly lawn.
Mm-hmm.
I
So-
would like to ask Percival how the numbers were for that section today.
Oh, Master, the numbers were fantastic. I mean, I think the ratings are going to be through the roof. If they don't offer you your own show, I'm going to be surprised because you were amazing.
Thank you.
What a
And he
fucking
boops your nose,
sycophant.
which you hate but are putting up with
Jesus.
because the numbers were excellent.
I do feel like television is a great investment right now.
And more importantly, no one suspects a thing.
All of you are talking
So,
and not doing.
you head toward the broom closet.
I head toward the broom.
Anybody else going towards the broom closet?
Broom closets
Yes.
away.
Oh, okay. I said
Well,
it.
after you
follow
go
me. That's
in,
fine.
we're giving you space. That's fine, but I don't know when to go in. Anyway.
So one by one, you all take a step into the broom closet. There is a flash of light, and suddenly, you're at the real meeting. The secret lair behind the face of Teddy Roosevelt on Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Well outside the confines of Sentinel City, the teleporter brings you there, and you are, of course, sitting around a very long but round table that is black onyx with a skull on it. This is the secret lair of the real villain club, where the real villains meet.
Wow.
And no, we're not
Talk
renaming
about-
it Herman's Ted.
Talk about stereotypical. God.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, have some culture. It's fantastic.
At the end of the table, there's, of
This
course,
is
a
right.
large screen that you can make demands on to the Pentagon or whoever you happen to be threatening that particular day.
Chat,
There's
I
several
want
red buttons around the room that probably lead to various death rays and such.
Can you turn that up?
Turn what up?
Whatever's announcing right now, I can't hear it.
Oh, dear. Nobody's announcing anything.
Oh, okay.
But these villains are all here in this room. General Mayhem kind of waddles over to the front of to the head of the table.
I'm going to take my May Warlocks.
First of all, I would like to thank all of you for being here today.
Adorable.
Wow.
In my home country of Kawakistania, my rule is iron-fisted. But elsewhere in the world, nobody listens to what I say, and I don't like it. Using my vast powers of mind control, I have tried many times unsuccessfully to take over the world, as have many of you. But now we have an opportunity, ladies and gentlemen. An opportunity that we simply can't pass up.
I want to hear more. I like opportunities I can't pass up.
You can't even.
This is when you remember why you're here and what you're doing as he begins his PowerPoint presentation.
Power
He takes the slightly oversized clicker for his tiny little hands and pushes the button on it. Before you is an aerial shot of a large city, a new city that you all know about. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Sentinel City. People have been moving here by the hundreds of thousands. Soon, 87% of the world's superpopulation will be within the confines of this city. We, as you well know, have not been invited because of our criminal records.
That was not my fault.
Nothing is ever our fault. I feel your pain, Rita. I really do. Balthazar the Black has defeated the Sentinels in the past, and yet here he is, just another jobber.
From the highest laid low.
Perhaps if we were all working together, then we could accomplish something.
Is it cold? Should I get that jacket? I feel like I'm going to be cold.
I propose this.
Okay.
As I said, soon, Sentinel City will contain 87% of the world's superpopulation. Everyone with superpowers, more or less, will be inside the confines of the city. What would happen if they couldn't get out? He puts his tiny hands together.
I'd imagine they'd have a forum on transportation, try to figure it out, maybe.
No, we could destroy what we want with no one stopping us.
Oh,
We
that
could
is a
take
good
whatever we
idea.
want. The world would be ours again.
That is a...
And then they would eventually
Much
like
better than
starve
that.
or something if they couldn't get supplies.
No, the city is almost completely self-sufficient. It does not need to import or export any goods. It is made with high technology.
It's just
Technology
Las
that we are not
Vegas.
allowed to have.
virtue.
Well, I suppose I could take over the world.
Have you
Wapner's on at 3.
Have you made any decisions yet about the specific divisions of the rest of the world? Is it fair game amongst the rest of us?
Well, I
or-
think with only 6 of us here, among the others, who of course are all lieutenants and are very well respected, but there's no reason we couldn't just split it up into continents or countries we like. I would like all of the Disneylands, even Paris.
I would really like Florida, though, you see. But I guess you could have Disneyland and I could just have the beach, because it's
I will give you Epcot Center, as long as I can have Walt Disney World.
I feel like I can make a good investment. Okay, yes.
We will shake on this deal later.
Wait, could we do a timeshare? They
Ooh.
seem like a really good idea to me.
How very diabolical of you.
I know.
Truly a man of the year.
I feel like maybe we can even get that boat.
Here is what I propose, ladies and gentlemen. Click. And up on the screen is the same city, except with a drawing of a big pink dome over it.
Pink is the most evil color.
It is a force field. Nothing can escape from inside this force field. The problem is power. There is not enough power in all of the world to power this particular force field if we don't want anyone to get out, right? Rita.
I mean, have you tried everything? What kind of power are you proposing to use?
I'm glad you asked. You see, I've taken the liberty of finding a power source that is acceptable.
And that power source is?
Nothing less than the Titan Force Matrix. And he clicks the button again, and the curtain, the screen moves, which acts as a curtain, and behind that curtain are some people tied up.
Oh my god. You're into some kinky stuff.
Yes,
Most
this is
of
a
you-
little Vanilla Sky for me.
In fact, all of you recognize some of the people tied up.
Oh.
One of whom is none other than Kid Titan.
Oh.
He's supposed to have retired by now, but he's only 19-year-old kid. He's tied up, he's on his knees, he's gagged, along with his pet monkey, Rosencrantz, the super chimp. And What? That's real.
Yeah.
He seems gentle.
Cannon!
That's right. Cannon! And so him and the super chimp are tied kind of back to back, trying to talk to each other. When the light comes on them, you see the power from the Titan Force Matrix, which this boy possesses, could power the force field indefinitely. What do you think?
Well, I think that. What happens if he dies? I am asking for a friend.
As long as we keep the body preserved, the power will still flow through it like a conduit.
Well, that seems reasonable to me. I don't understand computers. I usually have my nephew come over. I don't really know how they go together, but you young people know.
Don't worry, I am expert at computers.
I think it's a good idea then.
Is it going to hurt him?
Oh, I suppose it would.
Excellent.
Probably hurt like hell.
I just, oh wow. If we kidnap a kid, right? I feel like, I feel like the rest of the
Look,
heroes
he's old
are
enough to
gonna
drink
go
in
after
Canada.
That's true.
He'd be tried as an adult.
Kid
That wouldn't even happen to me.
Honorific at this point.
I mean, he can die for his country.
Maybe he's
die
a
for
kid
our
to
cause?
you, but he's a grown-up to me.
He's not a point, I suppose.
Could we make this whole thing like stronger if we used more heroes?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Don't think I haven't thought of that. But magical energy will only sustain it for so long. Quantum energy can't be found in any other large format except from space. Otherwise, the world would melt.
Oh.
And so,
I think. Okay.
Titan is the perfect conduit for that energy because he's like a battery and a catalyst.
Is he gonna get visitation rights?
No, we can't let anybody know we have him. You see, otherwise the superheroes would come and beat us all up.
How could they possibly come? They're trapped inside their city.
Yeah.
They're not trapped inside their city yet.
How long will it take you to create the actual mechanism for the force field?
Oh, it's pretty much ready to go.
So if we turn him on right now, boom, force field.
Well, I mean, it's a bit more of a process than that, but yes.
So what happens if you put him in backwards?
Nothing. AC/DC works the same way. Poop comes out one end.
He does look a little AC/DC to me. All right.
Let's see. Kid spits out his gag. You'll never get away with this, evildoers, he says.
Oh,
his heart doesn't seem to be in it.
But we kind of already have?
Well, I mean, you got me tied up, sure, but you think you're really the first supervillains to have me tied up?
He's right, you know. I've had him tied up on several occasions.
Ew.
I don't even think we're the first
What are these?
people to have him tied up this week.
Are these anti-meta manacles you got on me? Really? You guys know it. I mean, that's fine. I'm just saying. Come on. How is this going to go for you? How does this always go for you people?
And how is it gonna go for you being
Ezekiel
tied
needs
up
a
with a
win.
room
I
full
need a
of
win.
villains?
I just feel like
Like I said, I've been doing this since I was 8.
I put all my money in
So-
an MLM.
Like, I'm pretty sure I've fought every person in this room at one point.
But have
Made you
fought-
cry. You do remember that.
I don't want to talk about that right now. You.
Do it.
Little racially
Do the-
ambiguous boy. Can you turn him off or turn him on or whatever right now? And
Yeah, why don't
Yes,
you, come on,
turn
Zeke. Why don't you come over here and put the gag back in my mouth? So yeah, that goes for you.
Don't.
I'm undying!
But you won't be unbitten, I promise.
That's true.
Me and Rosie here could kick your ass. Monkey's like, still has the gag in its mouth.
I hate that.
I mean, I'm willing to
monkey.
give it a try.
You know, I think we all hate that stupid monkey. Let's
got
kill the
his-
monkey!
He got his masters of communication. He just lords it over everyone.
Let's kill the monkey! Let's kill the monkey!
I
You
mean,
guys don't
what's
seem
the
like you're hot
message?
to win this.
I think it would send a message.
Don't feel like killing the monkey?
I would like to kill the monkey right now.
Oh, that's a what I got. Oh, okay, check this out. And he looks over at Kid Titan and takes off his little sunglasses, which are adorable. Kid Titan stands up,
Oh dear.
holds out his hands, his manacles come off.
Oh shit.
He walks over to General Mayhem. Mayhem looks up at him and gives a big grin. And hands Kid his gun.
Alright.
Kid turns around, walks over, puts the gun to the temple of his best friend, and pulls the trigger twice.
Perhaps you have an old-fashioned death trap that he...
I just really
The monkey falls dead to the ground.
put down the top. Oh,
Mind control, I love it.
I know you didn't
All of my
know.
servants are mind controlled.
So the monkey's gone. I'm delighted.
I'm not.
Why?
We all have to clean this place after the meeting's over.
Oh, no.
I
Percival
call
will
not
attend
it.
The kid
to
walks back over, hands his gun back to the general, has his manacles put back on, and falls down to his knees crying. A grown man, more or less, bawling his eyes out over a dead monkey.
You know, it feels good to see.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is he really a monkey or is he an ape? I never get that. I don't know.
And does anyone... What powers you got? Shape change.
Bless you.
Oh my God, I'm undying.
All right, I'll give everyone here a mind roll for immersion purposes.
Oh. Okay, does it
Use your smallest dice on your best score.
7 of 8?
7. Sorry.
On
7.
powers or...
Mind.
It'd be your mind roll.
Mind,
Or your,
okay.
or, yeah, you can use your soul because it's your highest stat.
Yeah,
Whatever
cool.
your high-
On your highest?
Yeah,
So I have 9, so I'm going with soul
groovy.
because my mind is 7.
7.
Oh, okay.
On 11.
All right. Here's some new information for you.
Yes.
You were not sent here. I mean, you were sent here, but for a reason. Not necessarily to take part in this villainous plan. All of you have been granted immunity and given invitation to Sentinel City. Under the condition that you root out this last cell of true villainy and put a stop to it in some way. You're basically on parole, and this is your Suicide Squad mission. You've been doing this undercover for a couple of weeks now. You all work together and you know each other, but nobody really knows that. Your job is to find out what they're planning. In this case, a force field. Maybe try and put a stop to it if you can. In fact, you probably could have just shut it down right now, except for one thing. Balthazar has the power of prophecy. And a few weeks ago, he got a particular prophecy that the end of the world is in fact coming. Sometime soon. And that you need to find somewhere safe to be. Now, with your mind roll, you know that force field could keep you safe if you were inside of it and not outside of it, which has made getting invited into the city that much more important since you found that information. Balthazar is many things, but he has never been known to be a liar, and his premonitions are rarely wrong because they happen so infrequently. It's now as you look at young Butch Baker, the former Kid Titan, crying over his dead monkey friend, that you get another premonition, a flash of pain. If this boy dies, if this boy is turned into a battery, it will inevitably result in the death of Hex Destiny, your granddaughter. Directly. You know that beyond a shadow of a doubt. They don't, but you do. Now comes the fun part. Where do you stand on this? Like, Got to play it cool in front of the villains. Maybe you don't even hate their plans, but you've all been offered something. You get to be truly one of a kind in a place where you don't have to hide it. You get to have your family and your show and your life. You have been promised something even different, a dampening, the chance to actually live that normal life that you would hoped you could in a place where everybody's just as crazy or weird as you.
Oh, that sounds really good.
And frankly, you're thinking about moving to Israel.
It really seems like the logical
Like, you remember it
choice.
there? The weather was fantastic back in the day,
The
hot year
politics
round.
are pretty good too.
Well, I mean, they're getting better.
Yeah.
So, what you
don't
decide
really
to
have
do
skin in
is
this
completely
fight.
up to you. But you can ask for objectives. Yes.
Just curious if a skinwalker, say, were to imitate someone like, say, Kid, would they get their powers as well?
Afraid not.
That's what I was thinking.
You could definitely mimic some of those powers.
But nothing that strong, like a force field covering a city.
No,
Yes.
certainly not. You can't become anything bigger than your own actual mass.
Now, you were saying that, so, Kid, what's a who's it's? Titan?
Mm-hmm.
He's Leafield size, right?
No, he's just he's like football player sized.
Okay. And I'm frail.
No, you are Leafield.
I was gonna have you just do the thing around me since I can't die.
Dude, you're friggin' Batman. But, you know, evil.
Evil Batman.
And undying.
Yes. Sort of your whole Ra's al Ghul.
So, where do we stand?
I'm sitting because my back hurts.
Well, I cannot allow any harm to befall hexes.
Can you allow any harm
System
to
shock.
befall the rest of the world?
Oh, shit.
You are right in the middle again. Sorry, I keep doing that to you.
So,
You're all the way pilot.
Oh.
slightly less.
You're right where you're supposed to be. And you need to move one over towards your person. Now, how do we feel?
I just kind of want to know what. We don't know what the points are.
You could always ask Tom directly. He is available for questions.
Tom, do you know how many points we would get for saving the world versus for saving ourselves?
I cannot tell you points until you've chosen an objective.
Thanks a lot, Tom.
I apologize, Miss James. This scenario does involve critical thinking and decision-making as its foremost points.
As before, being that we're on parole, I think it's best that we work together using our different abilities to try and make it into the city and still have the force field happen. So we're all safe, because if this guy thinks the world is going to end, sorry, I trust his gut.
Is there any way to avoid the world ending without using someone?
Do we know how the world is going to end?
I don't believe I have any specific insight on that, but I do know it is tied directly to the well-being of this young man. We must protect him first at all costs.
Are you saying this out loud?
Yeah. Oh, not. We're in the room right now. Yeah.
Right. No, you actually can speak to each other avatar to avatar without having to worry about that. You do have telepathic abilities to a certain extent, so I'm going to give that to you this time.
Thank you.
Knowing what a smart fella you are.
I feel like an existence where everyone is super. It's just.
But then everyone would be normal.
That's what I'm saying, and that doesn't really do it for me. I mean, I really like.
Well, then you would be an individual.
Yes. Either way, I would be an individual. Unlike you, I don't take the form of others. I've always been an individual. I will always be an individual. I could really go for some
to kick this
gefilte.
guy
I just
out.
don't know.
I think we need to protect the boy from everything, and I think that we should try and make it to the city and still have the force field happen. Whether it's through him
But there's
or
no
through something
other
else.
way to fuel the force field, is there?
Well, no. There's got to be another possibility. There's not just that one way. That one way is in front of us.
I'll take a mind check from anybody.
7 and 8.
7.
11.
20.
No.
No.
So what you do know is that Titan, who is the hero that they're trying to use as the battery, gets his power from a cosmic floating energy source that's way up in space that actually powers all of the Titans. There are Titans for every space sector of every galaxy.
Oh.
They're like a space cop organization.
And do we have more Titans near us besides the Kid Volt?
Well, as far as you know, Titan, who made Kid Titan and Rosencrantz, is a member of the Sentinels. He's maybe the most famous superhero in the world.
So, theoretically, we could sacrifice Titan, cripple the Sentinels, get the force field, and not have to fuck up this 19-year-old. Like the other guy, he's lived his life, right?
She could also take on the form of the young boy.
And again, this
go
doesn't
tell-
require the subject dying.
Oh.
The
Right.
general made that very clear with a lisp.
Right. What I was thinking
is
in that
10,
respect is if we can turn him on until this event happens, then we can turn him off, save him, release him from it. So essentially, we just need a
Just until it
control
comes.
switch.
But what about the rest of the world, though? It'll only save the supers.
And everyone contained within it. If we can...
Can we get the whole population of the world in
That's
there?
exactly where I'm headed with this.
Would
yes.
we need a bigger antenna, maybe? I don't know. How does it work? That's how I get. That's how I
Loop
get
up
the
a
golf
couple
channel.
of batteries. Protect the world.
Now, none of you are actually scientists,
No.
but you know that magic would be involved,
Mm-hmm.
science is involved, and alien technology is involved.
I'm on it.
Just like you, in fact. It would require a mix of all of those things in order to make this force field work. The plans he has for it are super sound. It just takes the right people to get the job done. A very powerful, magic user, a very powerful psychic would all have to, make this thing work. And again, how long is the force field going to last if everybody knows it's there? So there's got to be a backup plan there somewhere. It's just not immediately obvious to you.
I think that right now, how many people are in the room with us?
Let me take a look. Counting all of the henchmen, about 18.
Now, what if, and this is just a proposition, I throw it out there, I'll shape into Hex. Okay? Hex and the baby general are about the same age.
Yeah, give it. Well, no, Hex is a little baby.
Oh, an infant.
Yeah, infant, like just born.
Okay. I can shape into. Is there another baby superhero around to distract him for go have a play date? So you guys will get you alone in the room, and you can tell the kid, you can tell the guy tied up, let him know. Say, hey, we're trying to help out, but you got to play along with us. Sorry we shot your monkey. It's part of the deal. Okay? You can find another monkey. We'll train it. But if I could lure this guy out of the room, out of the closet real quick, go grab a gluten-free bagel or something, have a play date, then you guys can let him know about what we're going to do, that we're not bad, convince him to play along so we can get this force field.
Reed
He
is
does have
almost
telepathy.
age
Yeah.
appropriate. He does have
The
telepathy.
No, I mean the general,
Yeah.
doesn't have telepathy. He only has mind control.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
He not a telepath. He doesn't know anything.
Yeah.
He just can make people do whatever he wants.
I mean,
But Balthazar
Yeah.
can read people's minds and talk into people's heads.
oh,
Okay, so you could do that with.
I
can
can
none of us
communicate
you
with
can him.
Yes.
Communicate with Kid Titan.
If you wouldn't mind distracting the general and the others.
Once again, I can.
I mean, I'm an almost age-appropriate superhero.
How
Villain.
old are you?
I'm a teenager, so that could be anywhere from 13 to. 18.
You're a master
you're-
babysitter.
You're,
I am a master.
you're in the
babysitter.
16, 17, 18-year-old
Oh,
range.
Perfect.
Okay.
Use your creative abilities to go color a picture, play Red Rover, just
Wow.
invite him out of there.
Wow.
I'm just saying that there are some things that I can do and that you can do better, okay? I'll put it out there. We're working as a team.
Make a soul check.
Okay.
Lure him out of the room.
Soul check for Andy right now, not Rita.
You know, I knew a baby superhero.
9
once.
of 10.
Little speedster. He died of old age 40 years ago. Everyone I know is dead. Or undead. Well, they're the good ones. They last.
What does that do? What happened?
How did you? What happened?
9 of 10.
9. You rolled a 9,
I rolled a 9.
and your score is 10.
Mhm,
That means
that's all.
that means you did good.
I did do good.
However, because of the uncontrollable nature of your power, you would have a -4 on that, so you missed it by 3.
Damn it.
Kid,
But I'm all the way along.
Kid was very, very sad a moment ago, and normally you're feeling the effects of this a lot less than you normally would because you're all the way in your pilot. You can't access anything on that other character sheet except the physical stats. However, because of that body's uncontrolled empathy ability, you feel yourself getting stronger and angrier by the second. Just a trickle right now, but you feel it. It's like in the back of your head, the worst anger you have ever felt in your life.
And is that on Kid Titan's behalf?
It's definitely emanating from that direction.
Uh-huh.
He seems.
But I may or may not
He seems
be able to
kind of
channel it.
pissy.
Teenagers.
Yeah, especially teenagers that just were made to shoot their best friend in the face. You've met the monkey. He's kind of the wisecracker of the two. He quotes Shakespeare all the time. That's why they named him Rosencrantz. He was this beautiful soul who actually, he was a really great character.
Can we just...
There are many other monkeys.
Never mind
in the world.
He built the rocket
Kid
boots that
Titan
made Kid Titan
died.
famous.
The rocket boots.
He built the rocket
Kid Titan
boots.
made
There
me
aren't
cry,
a lot
though.
of super genius monkeys.
I
Kid
would
Titan
like-
made you cry like when he beat you.
Yeah.
The way he beat you was by not getting mad at you for hitting him. He basically
Damn it.
he basically let you beat the crap out of him until you started crying.
That sucks.
He's nice and super cute.
Oh, damn it.
Well, I would like to touch base with him telepathically, express my deepest regrets and condolences. We did not know that the child of dubious ethnic background.
Are you letting him know you're undercover?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That all of us are?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
He says, "Who's not?"
Oh.
That I know, obviously, the
general.
child, the general.
Is he undercover?
Percival is with me, of course. The rest, I can't say, but I can vouch for the 4 of us.
Is he just
So you're together?
say nothing?
Yes.
Indeed, well,
I got a panic button underneath my belt buckle. It'll call the Sentinels.
Ah.
one other consideration.
This is gonna get
I have received a very firm premonition that something terribly bad is coming on a global scale.
Neat.
I understand this is a separate problem, but still pressing. we want to make sure that we do not damage this shielding machine. It may prove very, very useful.
All right, I got you. Can you do your magic on my monkey?
I will do my level best. Actually, let me see how I can spin that. I may be able to do so. Touching base with all these guys
No,
instead.
thank God. I just thought you were staring off into the nothing.
So, he has a panic button that will call the Sentinels.
Where is it?
Under his belt.
Okay, I'm gonna need some meta points to become a teenager again.
Yes, that's probably
Yes,
not a bad
absolutely.
idea.
There is still one left, or I'll just throw another system shock at you
Yes,
and hope
yes,
for the
yes,
best.
I'm thinking if
That's
we
what we're
double,
doing.
We might just be one little
Brony, move one towards Avatar.
Oh, fantastic.
1, 2, 3, 4. Move 3 towards Avatar.
Okay.
You only had one way to go that time, which was nice. You are 1, 2, 3, 4, right where you're supposed to be. You have not moved in some time.
Yeah.
Which
System
means you
shock
have your
and-
magic.
And Maddox is right in the middle again.
Oh.
Sorry. Well, we're almost out of those.
Okay. Whew.
In addition, he asked if I could do anything for his monkey. I would like...
Was that an innuendo?
Amazingly
Oh my
not
God.
in this
Oh,
point.
A 19-year-old
You are
boy,
disgusting.
I don't remember what it's like to have hormones, but I remember lamenting it.
I propose we convince the general that this resurrection of the monkey is all part of some larger way to torture the boy. But we're just trying to bring the monkey back. I'm not actually advocating going through with
Well, he
this.
can't kill his friend again if his friend is already dead.
Okay, I think that we should bring the monkey back once we get the force field and it blocked. That yes, we have to promise that we will promise that, but we have to make sure that we're protected.
Wait, I'm sorry. Are
Before the
you're blackmailing him?
I'm not blackmailing. I'm just making sure that everything happens.
Does anyone have the ability to do it? There was this girl she was down south. She had this drawl. It was just tedious. But she could temporarily take my powers away. And I mean, it was a bad choice for a home care professional, I'll tell you that. But does anyone have anything that I could maybe transfer? Like if my undying ability, which is very powerful, were somehow put into the monkey. Why,
So
he could just shoot him
get
forever.
behind that as well.
A little bit about Ezekiel for you. His particular brand of immortality, even though he's called the Undying, is not in any way necromancy. He is cursed. He can't die because God said so, because he was a blasphemer in his first life. And that particular God
My
got
brother and I don't get along.
real angry with him
Yes, that's
and cursed him to walk the earth forever.
Ah,
So
Undying.
necromancy might be the better path in this case.
Well, I'm not saying raise the monkey. I'm saying
you can't really pass a curse on or take it away. There's
Yeah.
just nothing to do to take away a curse except the person who gave the curse.
So this mark, I couldn't just put it on.
Doesn't work that way. Yeah, believe me, you've gone to Balthazar in the past about this exact thing.
I don't remember.
No.
There's also the other option of me being the monkey. Taking
you
his
would
fur,
trick
taking a walk.
him?
What
I'm
would you
just
do
saying
with your
that-
extra mass?
With my extra, I got a.
She wouldn't have extra mass. I mean, he's a man-sized
Oh, he's a
creature.
man-sized
I mean, he's
monkey.
Yeah, I mean, he
Well,
still has
I'm
the
pretty
muscle
sure
mass
that's
of it.
an
He's a
ape.
chimpanzee. He has the muscle mass of a person. He's
I'm
just tiny.
That makes
He's not like a
apes.
capuchin.
These are
That
not
makes him an
monkeys.
ape.
He's Rosencrantz the super chimp.
Okay, yes,
makes
It's in his
fine,
name.
but I was under the impression he was a monkey.
He is not a monkey. He is an ape. Sorry.
That's derogatory.
He hated being called monkey too.
I bet
sorry.
he
I,
did.
I feel terrible about even calling him that.
That's monkey.
So I'm just laying out the options. So
you
we
could
know
trick
that we're
him.
it's not tricking, we're just
Well,
making
his friend's
sure.
not alive.
What if you
so-
get shot?
How do we know that he trusts us right now? We just killed his best friend. We're
Make-
So
coming
we
back
bring
to him
his
saying,
best friend back to life and
Make
he'll
your
feel better
butt the
about
monkey's
us.
head. That would work.
To you, Balthazar, he seemed like he was definitely not okay, but he was definitely sincere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Well, okay.
trust him.
So wait, our options and our objects, I'm sorry, but I'm just gonna talk. So, our options are we call the Sentinels, who apparently we're working for all of us. Cool. We call the Sentinels, and I do not have to live with it. There's a little general. He's being distracted, right?
He's still talking.
He's still talking.
He
We're
is still talking and pointing at
Monologuing.
different slides. He's just
Monologuing.
going
We
on and
have all
on
day.
in his cute little voice.
With this cute little list.
Also,
All right.
worst case
so
scenario.
we can call the Sentinels, break this kid out, keep the thing intact, raise the monkey, and potentially save the world if he'll agree to be hooked up to it, except not by the Sentinels and us, and not by that maniac. And all of our problems are solved.
What's this now?
Sorry?
Say that again.
Oh, okay. And all of our problems are solved. We can save the world. Going back.
The plan
to,
part of it.
Oh, the plan part of it. Right. So we press the panic button.
Okay.
The Sentinels come in to save the day, right? Just so long as we promise to raise his monkey if he hooks himself up to the battery in the dire time of need and saves the world.
Well, do you want to run it past him? I mean, you can hook him up on network to everybody.
Oh yeah.
so we could all talk to him?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Great. I can go through that again if you
I
like.
mean, with a minor sorcery roll, which he doesn't even have to roll because he's that good at it. The difficulty is absurd.
Yes.
Good.
Okay.
That's great.
Looping him in.
Hi.
Hey.
Right before we go down that route, I just want to say I really want to emphasize we raise the monkey first as a show of good faith to him.
Oh, well, okay.
I think we need to raise his monkey to push that button.
Can we pause and disconnect him from this conversation?
No, he has. I said before we.
Oh, okay.
How else are you going to press a button under his belt without being noticed?
Okay.
This
Dirty
is
old
weird.
I'm just saying he's 19. He probably tucks. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a
Why?
problem.
Why? We can touch that later.
I don't.
Can we
want
please
to.
tell him the plan, and maybe then he can negotiate to get his monkeys sooner or later? But
Done
I'm
and-
just saying.
done and done.
Oh,
Let's
thank
go.
you. Okay. Am I doing this? I'm doing this. Second time's the third time's the maybe possibly fourth time's the charm. So here's the plan. Yes, we will press your button and call the Sentinels, okay? And we will get you. They can dispatch of the little general over here in his cute little epaulets and his like weird little hands. But because we're all on the same team now, note undercover, then we can all team up to save the world by hooking you up to the battery when the dire time comes. And once that's accomplished, boom, we save your monkey.
So, Rita, how did you end up on the good guy's side?
I just want to be normal.
Same as usual.
I'm just so very tired.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
You need me to hook up to something, I'll do it. If it'll bring Rosie back, I'll do it.
Pause from that connection. Was that too easy?
He's a good guy.
No.
Saving the world is what he wants to do.
And we are all at very, very much risk of dying. Well, not me, but everyone else.
Also, I cannot think of a single time that Kid Titan or any Titan has lied to me.
Plus, where else are you going to find a monkey that can build a rocket boot?
Plus, he wants somebody to touch his butt.
They told me.
Okay.
I believe the children's call that thirsty.
Yes. Not yet. Maybe in 10 years. It's 1995 after all.
Unpause this conversation. Are you ready?
So which one of you is coming over here to push the inside of my belt buckle without the crazed toddler doing something about it? Because that's the part that I'm confused on right now. I mean, alternatively,
if you promise not
could
to
just
get too excited,
find.
I can do that for you.
I could
Look,
perhaps get the toddler
Rita,
to teach me how to set the clock.
I've known you since you were 13.
Titan. Yeah.
And I'm not going to get too excited. In fact, the only way I ever beat you is by not getting too excited.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was not the
You'll
thrill
have to
of your
excuse
life.
me if head-to-toe red spandex doesn't exactly do it for me right after my best friend was murdered by my own head.
We are bringing him back to life. You don't have to insult me.
Look, I have the promise of a necromancer to go on for that.
Oh, okay. So you would rather have a necromancer touching the inside of your belt buckle?
Okay, you're misunderstanding
I could
me,
use that.
Rita.
Fine, Titan.
Oh my God, you're the worst. So, are we doing belt buckle or manacle? Anybody but Rita.
How do we distract the boy? Like I was saying, I could have him show me how to set the time on the VCR because I really do not understand it. And it would take a while, I promise.
Having him explain the mechanics of the machinery might be a better tact there.
Why don't you get AG to do it when he gets here?
Oh, yes. I'm sure he'll be quite capable. I just meant that it might get the child so riled up and distracted that one of us would have the time to set you free.
Well, if you get me out of these, I can set us all free. I'm still strong enough to punch through. I mean, I have a feeling Teddy Roosevelt won't have a nose anymore, but I'm pretty sure I can get us out of here.
Can you?
And she's stronger than I am most of the time.
Yeah.
Can you overwhelm mind control by, say, just muddling up his thoughts? Because I don't know how those manacles work, but I know that boy can take them off. And if he thinks he's got him under control, well, and you've got to... You know what I'm saying? It could potentially, if you could distract him.
You know,
with it.
the more you talk, the more I think taking him away and doing the VCR things.
Why does everyone say that when I start talking? Oh.
Tom.
Yes, Mr. Maxwell.
Is the dictator an orphan?
By his own making.
Patricide
new
is
proposal.
wonderful, though.
Bring the spirits of his parents to torment him and lay upon his feet the guilt for their regicide.
Regicide, of course, is
They were technically, they were a dictator and a countess, but yeah.
Okay.
They were in charge of a country and therefore regents.
Patricide.
Alternately,
Cyanide.
Insecticide.
this we don't need to actually trouble their departed souls with this, but perhaps that would be a button we could push.
As long as he has his button pushed, I don't care what we do. Just I
And we're
think that
back
maybe.
to the button.
So what's our course of action? Should I just sit here manacled while you're figuring it out?
Well,
I mean,
if somebody else is willing to touch his button, I could just hug the little brat and he wouldn't be able to do anything. Oh shit, mind control.
Yeah, except he could control your mind, which is also a problem.
You know what?
And he might have cool.
I have super strength, not super thoughts. So maybe just cool it.
Yeah, okay. Fine, I will cool it, Rita.
Okay, Titan.
All right, what if I made the brat angry and he did something to try and kill me, perhaps, with our dear boy?
And then I could rush up and touch the button.
That's what I'm saying.
Rush
Manacles.
up, or I am very bendy, and I could probably
Yeah, you could stretch.
I could stretch my arm all the way over to his buckle.
Yeah.
We just need to make sure that he's distracted. So I think that the plan of explaining the weaponry, which is what you were saying, right? If we just get him really going on that, once again, the bagels are in the other room.
Okay, so we get him monologuing, and you touch the button.
How does
I
the
feel better about her
force
touching the
work?
button.
Yes, I want to touch the
Separately.
button after seeing that. I'll just do it.
Chat wanted to remind you that that Kid Titan's name is Butch, and that you know that.
Thank you, Chat. Butch?
Butch Baker.
Butch Baker?
Yeah, alliterative name. Very, very common
What,
with superheroes.
what little
Baker.
asshole tells a girl that his name is Butch?
Oh
He didn't. He told you his
name.
name was Kid Titan. It's actually more pretentious that way.
Have the baby general.
Yes. Explain to me how the.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
And game on.
Pardon me, little generalissimo.
In conclusion, what? Yes,
I'm sorry,
Yes,
I-
Ezekiel the
I-
Undying. Ezekiel the Undying has the flow, everybody.
Hello, you.
Hi.
Yes. You all know I've been around for quite some time, and I don't really understand all of these new sort of. You're doing this while I'm doing it. I don't really understand all sorts of any of the.
I want to hear his monologue first.
The technology involved, and I'm just kind of. So, how exactly does this work?
I'm glad you asked.
I'm
And he
good.
brings up his PowerPoint presentation again, showing you the inner workings, which, of course, you don't really understand any of it still, but it does distract him, hopefully, very well.
Can
You
I
want
use
to
a,
use
can I
a
use a
meta
meta
point?
point? Can I
Oh,
use
yeah.
a meta point real
He
quick?
is super distracted. Yes, you can, because we have one left.
Okay.
Great.
Ba-doing.
Meta point. Okay.
All right, you can use your 10s now.
Okay.
It's basically an athletics roll
Okay.
or stealth, whichever is higher.
Athletics.
Now, when you say
8.
polarity,
8, and it was a 15.
Yeah, so you just basically you're just like rubbing your hand through your hair, and like one finger just gets really, really long and thin, and you make it thin enough to where it's almost like invisible.
Yes,
you know, like
the thing- the tip of
it's
the
like,
nail.
Yeah, it's it's just like sideways paper, almost molecularly thin. And you just go over there. You're kind of trying to work at the belt buckle a little. Titan is going to try not to giggle. He fails.
Jesus,
He's
keep
just like-
it together, Butch.
so when you say polarity, do you mean?
Do you say it out loud or in his head?
In his head.
That score?
Shit.
I was gonna just use it. That's okay.
As the belt buckle comes off, everything changes. See you next week on Project Metaverse. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Take care, all.